Equipped with the latest Intel Core processors, it gives you the power to be relentless. With a 17.3-inch diagonal screen and desktop-class graphics, you get maximum performance to be victorious anywhere. With multiple fans and large exhaust vents, heat is transferred away from critical components for dynamic overclocking. Ramp up boot times, game loading, and overall system responsiveness with optional RAID 0 SSD configurability. An RGB LED backlit mechanical keyboard lets you program each individually lit key to create customized key maps that switch seamlessly between games. With 2.5mm travel and in-key rollover, you can take out your competition with more accuracy and precision. Designed for extreme immersion, DTS Headphone X technology comes built in for surround sound experience that puts you right in the middle of the action. With the addition of a VR headset, gamers can step inside a completely immersive world for an elevated gaming experience. Single-panel access to key components makes serviceability and upgrading easy, so you won't be sidelined or held back on your road to supremacy. It has a brushed aluminum finish on an armor-like chassis. A jet fighter-like construction with hidden lift hinges ensures you're always at the ready. And with striking lighting effects and see-through window to components, others will know too. Unleash your fiercest gameplay anywhere with the extreme performance of the new Omen X laptop.
tied to the things we leave behind.
Have that disadvantage coming in the field. He might not feel them, but look, he's not getting both the frags. Baba being a beast right there. Oh my!
Agree with it. It's going to be a fast peek from Spawn. He's going to peek out again. He finds another one. Kill is once again there. What a god. His Spawn is just going off, looking for more. Gets the quad kill. Side 3 kills still alive. However, he's got the Emperor out, and Cyborg gets bombed down in time. Huge play coming up.
Spawn will get taken down. Go for the second frag as well. He's going to get it. What is even happening? And Buster is going to go down as well. And Manan with the Godseer play coming in. Great, trying to find the frag, but Manan. He's friend being taken out in Buster. Oh my god. Just spraying them down all together.
It might just prove to be huge, and I like this double setup towards Shelter. Scally, what? Eyes and wait for Deathmaker, the harbinger of death, destruction, and you get the drift, but Batman has got something to say about it. One kill out! Here then!
We are citizens of a future redefined. No regrets tied to the things we leave behind. Brand new possibilities. Where it seems like no sun will rise.
Maybe he's going to go in for the same flag. Gets the first one, almost get the second, and the Major is going to get taken down. Trans, you god. What was that round from
just farming that cash.
Mask of Madness. Banshee tries to get the fight going, but the rolling boulder is there. The shield crash as well. Wukong's command as well as the boundary strike. But Nick taking more damage than he's dishing out. He's going to end up falling. The boundary strike is there along with the cooldown. They'll take down the Aegis. A dead one doing a fair amount of work. Evil Ash will fall, but he does drop the mask up at once. Unfortunately, though, the laser, the eclipse, it bounces around. It's just too much. And Burisa Youth, they'll tap out. Okay, look at this. Blizzard has the Jingu, moves in, finds the Doom. Gets doomed but doesn't care. Moon standing in the static storm will end up falling down. Ice being controlled by the rolling thunder. Avada glimpse out of position. The Nightmare won't do much. Rehard TP's in, doesn't do squat either. But Signify, they get all 5 heroes from the side of Reckoning Infinity and they move. Starts with the Walrus Punch. Sidestorm on the floor, but what? What was that glimpse? Why? This the epicenter and the power strike coming through. Micro copying a fair amount of damage. Quick Yule Scepter buys in time. Darshan bouncing around in the shots with the snowball. Taking Darshan within it, Butter moves forward. Rolling Thunder still doing a bit of work. The Swashbuckle bringing Axel low, but the power strike is there. Quick Scream coming out. Micro's got it on. The call down is there with the Flak Cannon. They bring down the Death Prophet. Butter teaming up with Darshan finds the Queen of Pain, but Dreamy, he's in a world of hurt. The power strike, the will buy time. Dreamy could possibly looks to turn things around here, but Darshan with the Swashbuckle finds himself a double. Quick skewer, they've got no chance. No chance has got to be careful, but elsewhere it's Blizzard that ends up falling. The Light Stealer getting a double and no chance with the rupture upon him. Drops the cast, tries to run the Supernova, stunning a bunch, but where's the follow-up damage? They're trying to deal with the Witch Doctor, no chance. Force stuffed out of there, still dropping really low. Will not end up falling as it's the Bloodseeker falls in there swiftly. Two-man coil catches the Magnus and the Phoenix without the Supernova is nothing but food. As Blizzard gets himself an ultra kill and Signify.
Well, another day. We have matching color-coded blazer and shirt respectively.
Yes.
I just threw on a shirt. I was like, yeah, Angie's being all professional, so why not I just threw on a shirt. But for people wondering who these Looney Tunes are, well, A, we're not Looney Tunes. We are the people bringing you all the latest esports action only and only if you have subscribed to our channel called the ESL India Premiership. Yes, indeedy. ESL India Premiership is the channel you need to subscribe to and press the bell icon button so that you don't miss any latest happenings, because this is where you get to see all the live games happening during the Summer Season Masters League of the ESL India Premiership 2018. Brought to you by none other than the biggies in the industry, owned by HP, HyperX and Intel, and presented to you by Nordwind Gaming and ESL India. I'm your host Vagish Godslebhan. You must have seen the name tag which came some time ago when the other camera was on. And Angie.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
What's up with the black? Why are you copying me?
No, I think you copied me.
You copied me.
I came in the same way.
Rubbish.
I love to wear black. Black is my favorite color.
Okay. Let's not be pseudo metalheads
Yes.
right now. Let's focus on the
All right.
games at hand. We have Clash Royale, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and Dota 2. Same as usual for you guys. But again, if you never subscribed or press that bell icon, you're missing out on the action. I feel bad for you, but I want to laugh because you are missing out on all the latest happenings of esports, and that's what the difference is between us and them, as I like to put it. But moving on. Clash Royale. Let's know a little bit about our them in this game here. Let's start with the first player, Jimit Bhatt. Alrighty, then that's Jimit Bhatt. Angie, you wanted to add on to this?
Well, this player is doing okay for himself. I would just say okay because he's still in the staggering lower end of the leaderboard. He's sitting 10th on the board as of now. He's played 6 games but is able to get only about like 10 points. Or even lesser.
So that's he's just won 3 games out of that.
He's like.
In fact, let's bring the standings up.
Yeah, if you could just have a look at the standings, I would give you a better understanding.
Let's start off with the standings.
He's got 6 points.
Yeah, he's got 6 points, not 10. He's played 9 games and he's lost 7 of them.
He's lost 7 games. Now, this is a little worrisome for him because recently even Bryn has played his games and he's sitting 8th on the board and he's just got 1 more game to play, but he's still doing better than Jimit. So if Jimit really wants to climb up, he has only 2 more chances to do so because he's already played 9 games, which makes him at a very difficult position to sit at as of now.
In comparison to Mehtab, who can still go up. Mrinmoy, on the other hand, can face the axe if his 1 game is a loss and Mehtab wins all the other games somehow.
True.
Well, that will be there. In fact, Sushil Abhisha would be... So right now, it's the poaching period right now. Because if you look at the standings right now, Mehtab, who's just got 7 games in his kitty, he's got 4 more games at hand.
Yeah.
If he manages to win even 3 of those, even if 3 of those, he still ends up 3 into 3, 9.
Yeah.
Is 15 points, right?
Which
15
still
points.
makes him in the cushy
He will
zone.
have 15 points, which will enable him to be above Mrin, securing his spot in the Masters League for the rest of the season. He doesn't have to go to Challengers League. Whereas, if Kamil, on the other hand, who's got a larger number of games, he's got 4, 9, 4, 4 and 3.
He's still got 6
7
games to play.
He's got 7 games to play. 7 or 6 games to play. 6 games to play.
Right? Yeah.
If he even wins half of those games, he's still safe. The
And
guy
once it's safe,
who's
I
going to
think
be
he
in
can
danger
even
is
climb
Sushil
up.
Abhisha.
I mean, Sushil, it's a little interesting to see him fall because he was in the top 4 for quite a while.
Yeah,
and
so that's the beauty. How see this is how it is. So this is the rise of the underdogs, as I like to call it. You know, you can never ever trust whoever is with you in the Masters League because you never know how the game might change. So Manmohan might go up. Jimit has 3 games. He can be in the safe zone. Shadab can be higher up. Sushil Abhisha and Mrinmoy sadly seem to be in a dicey spot. In fact, while we've spoken about it at length, Angie, it's fair that we introduce the other them here, the other part of the them here, Kamil Khan. All right, that's Shadab Kamil Khan there. Angie.
Yeah, he's sitting 7th, cushion spot for him. He can either go higher or lower. I doubt he will go lower than this.
I doubt how lower he's going to go than this.
Yeah, because the others have already finished 10 games. Of course, the people who have finished 10 games have won only 1 or 2 games. But talking about this kid, I mean, he's already played about quite a bit of games. And from there, he's won about 3.5, 4 games. So he's pretty settled. And I hope to see him in the land finale because he looks very confident. He has a very different style of gameplay. He likes versatility, but he also gets defensive when necessary. While Jimit, on the other hand, very, very worried about him because first of all he has only a set amount of cards he likes to play. Whether we talk about just the golem or just the P.E.K.K.A, he likes to play that one big card and I'm going to get the others all situated around them. While Kamil is more like, even if I have to play all small cards, I don't care. I've got to make sure my defense is much stronger than my offense.
True. When the rush gets heavy, the defender gets going at that time. In
exactly.
fact, general shout out to production also. A lot of people pointed out to me that Kamil's real name is not Kamil Khan. His game name is Kamil Khan. His real name is Shadab Khan.
Yeah.
So we will get that rectified soon enough because now we have our dear Kunal.
Yeah.
He's fed us well today after his marriage. He's ensured that we eat good food. since you were unable to go for his wedding. So
a
happy marriage, Kunal. Happy marriage. Moving
smile
on, let's
on
go
your
on to
face.
center cam and see the cards for the players.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay then, Jimit Bhatt and Shadab Khan, ladies and gentlemen, not Kamil Khan. Shadab Khan. Favorite card is Bandit, whereas Jimit is like Three Musketeers. I'm very interested in seeing the number of games played. The difference is humongous. Like for a guy who's played 8,500 games odd and he's managed to win like around 800 games of that. On the other hand, you have a guy like Jimit Bhatt who's played 14,000 games but still managed to win only 1,400 of them. That's not even half of the games.
No, not 1,400. He's won 7,300 wins.
Oh,
Those are
damn.
three
Yeah,
crowns.
sorry. What am I
Yeah.
seeing? I'm seeing the 3 crown victories. Dang it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the victories. 8,500 games played and 4,000. That's halfway through still. So
Yeah.
both of them are predominantly at halfway mark.
And
for
they're
the
not even
amount of
too
matches
far
played.
in the trophy count. I mean, 3,900 highest trophies, of course, has been 5,000, while his has been 4,600. I keep persisting on this dialogue that, you know, the higher you climb, the more difficult it gets.
It is.
But-
Ask me. Ask me. I'm not even like high up and I'm still feeling the wrath of the other people. Oh my God.
But to see the drop, I mean, just a simple drop of the highest trophies being 5,112 to 3,970 now. Either he's chosen to drop on his own, which could be one option, that he just purposely lost games to come down in the trophy count to collect cards, which is normally what people do at a high level rank game, or he is just dropping in performance. Now there could be only 2 reasons. I do not want to give the second one more preference because somebody who's climbed so high knows how to really play against a lot of different cards. But putting that into matter, I also want to mention that in 2018 Clash Royale has changed quite a bit. You kind of get cards which you really don't expect to get. You can also buy them from the store if you have enough gold, which is kind of making people who are on the lower trophy also, or if you have a lot of money. So Jimit is one of those players who has never really invested money into the game. Whatever he's climbed and built, he's built it on his own, and
by
that's
his
commendable.
own skill sets.
So he has to play. Some people say that, you know, why do certain people play only certain cards? Because you're able to level up only a certain kind of deck climbing up. You can't really go and level up everything because then you will not have gold to kind of, you know, upgrade your cards to a
That
massive
is my
extent.
current problem.
And that is why when I look at these players, I feel that it's pure effort, and to reach 5,112 trophies is a no kids play.
It's not a kid's
Yeah.
play. So in fact, let's look at the banned cards here. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see a Pekka.
doesn't want the
Shadab has
Pekka.
banned the Pekka. Jimit's banned the ever nasty Goblin Barrel.
Yeah. I mean, I do know Kamil loves to play the Goblin Gang. Now, when I talk about the Goblin Gang, not only the card, the Goblin Gang, but also he just loves to play a variety of goblins, whether it's spear goblins, normal goblins, Goblin Gang, Goblin Barrel, and it works in his favor. Now, Kamil banning out the Pekka card, I don't really think that was necessary because he has everything to kind of counter the Pekka card, while Jimit had to be more. I think he would have preferred banning out the Golem card because that's something that he really struggles with. And if you give Jimit the Golem, he knows how to play with it. And he's going to destroy anything he's whether it's getting rid of those goblins by a zap and a log, he will work out something
Do
like
you think
that.
it's going to be a Jimit victory?
I think Kamil has this one. Only reason being is because he's more of a versatile player. While I think he's understood how Jimit plays, he kind of always has done this research on every player before really playing against them. But Jimit, on the other end, he's come in with the experience. So when you sit at 5,000 trophies, you know how your opponent is
Basically,
going
it's
to
a Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar game altogether. One comes with the experience, the other is the young, angry man of Clash
play.
Royale.
And also it comes down to discipline and patience.
Yeah, true. I most certainly agree with you on that. In fact, right now, let's head off into the game and see what's in store for us. Manoj Super XL Gola has again joined us after his brief hiatus. A wedding he went to and never got his goodies from there. Well, Super XL, take it forward.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back after a brief hiatus, just like Vagish has said. And contrary to what his second statement was, I did bring back goodies for the entire office. And specifically, those goodies are called mangoes. Enough about that. We have a match between Kamil and Jimit right now. And looks like Angie has thrown in her lot with Kamil because, as she says, he is a more versatile player. But again, this is Clash Royale. This is the ESL India Premiership. My name is Manoj Super XL Gola. I don't know why I added that, but anything can happen. So we'll just have to wait and see. So it looks like Kamil has started using the relatively new cards, the Magic Archer as well as the Hunter, who are like pretty versatile, right? The Hunter has both a huge short-range shotgun-like burst and if they're like a minion horde or a skeleton army coming towards him, even those spread pellets will completely destroy them, obliterate them immediately. So that is one advantage that Kamil hopes to use, I'm guessing. And look at that, he even has the Rascals in his deck. So I don't think we have ever had a player who has used so many new cards in the same deck on the Premiership. So this is, I find myself slowly becoming a fan of this Kamil guy, yeah. Because, you know, he just keeps using those new cards. And look at that, that bandit has made it all the way to Jimit Star, has made contact with its dash and brought it down to 852 HP. This is insane. Like, we're only a minute and a half into the game and Kamil has already established himself as a very, very strong pusher. And Jimit is basically just struggling. He has his Tornado, he has his Log, he has his Hog also, but he just is not able to use them to their full potential. You know, those zappies coming out from Kamil just are not letting Jimit do what he wants to do. Yeah, again, a miner being let out by Kamil so that he doesn't bleed Elixir. Good decision, because it is just a throwaway card and you can basically just do whatever you want with it. Right? You can distract your enemy's units with it. You can put him beside the tower and then poison the tower so that the Ice Wizard that Jimit just placed gets a lot of damage. And this is a strange split though for the Rascals. Usually what I've seen on the ladder is most people do want both the archers as well as the tanky guy on the same lane. But who am I kidding, right? Kamil's the pro here, not me. And we have another hog push coming out from Jimit right there. Oh, look at that. Excellent placement of the Hunter. Just destroys the hog before he can do even a tiny bit of damage to the tower. Although that is true, he did bring it down to 788 HP thanks to the Log, thanks to the other units doing their job, thanks to the poison as well. But it's Kamil who takes the first tower of the game. Now we just have to wait and see if Jimit's hog is good enough. Is it good enough? Oh, 200 HP. Oh, it's not good enough. Wow. That was close. That was close. 154 HP left on Kamil's tower, and he gets game number 1. That is insane. That was the most action-packed game I've casted in the last week. Well, that was the only game I've casted in the last week, so I guess that doesn't make much sense. But let's say, like, I just want to go immediately to game number 2 and see what's happening, guys. Let's just jump right in. Okay, and we're back with game number 2, Kamil versus Jimit. Kamil leading the score line right now. It's 1-0. And I gotta say, Kamil's unconventional decks, I think they are just winning him the game because Jimit, although he's the more experienced player, he has been in the Premiership for a much, much longer time. He is just not able to counter Kamil's tracks. I guess that's because he just hasn't faced them before. Okay, so now we see Kamil coming out with a Golem deck, with a Golem Poison deck, with a Lumberjack. Okay, that is certainly interesting. We'll just have to wait and see how effective that is against Jimit's deck, which is basically a bit spam with a battle ram. Although the battle ram does not make contact with the tower, Jimit's barbarians actually reach the tower and hit it once or twice, and we see quite a bit of damage going on Kamil's other tower on the other side as well. So far, Jimit has managed to keep his towers clean from any damage. But that might all change when we actually hit double elixir time because, you know, Kamil's Golem deck is going to get much, much more powerful once we hit the last minute. And we just have to wait and see if Kamil can capitalize on the extra damage that extra elixir that he's going to get, or if Jimit's slow and steady pushes actually are going to just win him the game. You know what? Honestly, I hope this is a final scoreline of 3-2 or something because it's been a long, long time since I've had a 5-match series. And you look at the beauty of this Magic Archer right there. Although he was targeting the Golem, right? Since the Golem was right in line with him and the tower, the Psionic Blade Splashback, as a reference from Dota 2, I would say, it hit the tower and it hit it so many times that it brought it down to 1027 HP. And Jimit's tower, on the other hand, is basically holding its own against Golem and its babies. They've brought it down to 2/3 of its HP, which is still okay. Like, he's still like 400 HP above what Kamil's tower is. And now that we've entered the last minute, we're going to see many more golems coming out from Kamil, I assume, because if not now, then when, right? Okay, we see a Jimit doing his bridge spam all the way over here on the left. I think that battle ram will not make contact with the tower, and it does not, thanks to the Log and the Lumberjack just making short work of that push. Look at that. Just beautiful defense right there. He actually used less elixir. He used 2 less elixir to counter Jimit's push and 500 damage. But it is still damage nonetheless. 725 HP left on Kamil's tower. 1050 on Jimit. But it looks like it's going to completely kill this golem. And then it's going to start proceeding to laser down the Lumberjack. And then slowly but steadily he's going to go visit Kamil's tower. And I think, yeah, 2 minutes left in overtime. I think Jimit has got it in the bag, especially since his Dark Prince has actually made it all the way across. And Jimit finishes it off with a beautiful, beautiful fireball right there. Whew. That, I don't think there was even one moment in that match where some action was not happening, except in the first 20 seconds because, you know, our pro players tend to bleed a few elixir in the first minute. But that's okay. They just gave us some really, really good action-packed games. And I guess it's time for game number 3. There we go. So looks like Kamil is back to using his bandit. I think that's his not only his favorite card, but also his like lucky mascot or something, because all the games that I've seen him, although I've not casted his games, I am the producer here and I get to watch all the games as they keep happening. And he's won almost all the games that he's played with the bandit in his deck. Jimit, on the other hand, has gone back to his roots. He uses some of his favorite tactics, which is the 3 Musketeer decks, along with a Hunter and a Royal Ghost. So, so I don't know what strat he wants to use. I'm not sure what kind of meta deck that he's trying to counter, but let's see if it works out for him. Okay, so Jimit is playing a Hog Cycle deck with 3 Musketeers. Okay, I'll have to get back to the studio and listen to Angie explain this deck to me, because I really can't place what kind of strat that Jimit is using. Okay, so I got a little bit distracted right there because I did not expect that Ram from Kamil to make contact with the tower and bring it down to such low HP so quickly. Like, it was full HP just a few seconds ago. Another Hawk coming out from Jimit right there. It's going to make it all the way to the tower. Gets saved from the minions thanks to the Ice Golem, but really only able to get 1 hit off, and that didn't really help it much. Okay, another Ram coming up from Kamil, and Jimit has a zap, but he opts not to use it because he knows that tower is dead anyway. He wants to save it for something else, I presume, which is the 3 set of minions for coming out from Kamil at any point in time. That Hog actually does manage to get 3 or 4 hits off onto the tower, bring it down to 1221 HP, but I think this is Kamil's game to lose, man. All he has to do is defend for a minute. Like, Jimit has pretty heavy cards in his deck. Like, the only real damage that he'll be able to pull off in this last minute is if he uses his 3 Musketeers, and Kamil has that Zap Fireball combo instantly ready to take care of 2 of those Musketeers, and he did exactly according to his plan. 2504 HP left on Jimit's King Tower, and 1221 left on Kamil's Princess Tower. Is it going to go down to this Hog, I wonder? It probably is not. Hog does get 1 hit off, or 2 hits off onto the tower, but thanks to the Bandit and the Inferno Dragon and this slow motion Ram coming out from Kamil right there, he might actually get a 2nd tower before this game goes into the ground, ladies and gentlemen. He has to zap it. Jimit has to zap it. But I don't know if that zap was completely necessary, because, you know, he's lost this game anyway. Maybe he should have tried to do some magic, which is essentially not possible. I don't see any way Jimit coming back from that heavy of a loss. Well, since the score is now 1-2 in favor of Kamil Khan, and the next match actually might be the last one of this series, considering this is a best of 5. We are going to just thank our best friends in the entire world, because it's all thanks to them that we're able to do the ESL India Premiership production every day and bring all of these wonderful, wonderful esports to you every day at 6 p.m. And I don't know what my producer is trying to tell me, but I'm going to just completely ignore him because, you know, we need to thank our sponsor here. Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, You want to say that into the microphone, Mr. Producer? Yeah, that's okay. And of course, all of this brought to you by us good folk at Nordman Gaming. And having said that, let's just head into game number 4. Kamil versus Jimit. The score right now 2-1 in favor of Kamil. And again, Jimit is using a RAM, basically a Brit spam deck versus Kamil's what I suspect to be the same deck that he's used before to counter Jimit's Three Musketeer deck. And we're going to see those two bandits meet somewhere in the middle over there, dashing at each other. Ooh, good placement from Jimit of the Ice Golem right there. Distracts the bandit long enough to not let it charge. And yeah, again, lots of elixir being spent right there in the center of the battlefield over here on the right lane. But now we see actually the Inferno Dragon not being of much use. Yeah, got completely distracted by the bandit over there, started chasing it, and eventually just died somewhere out there in no man's land. Again, Brit spam coming out from Kamil again. Is this ram going to make contact with the building, I wonder? Yes, it does. 500 damage just gone down right there. But the Dark Prince does make short work of the barbarians that popped out of it. But not before they brought it down to 1724 HP though. Now this ramp coming up from Jimit also makes contact with the tower. And now those two barbarians not being distracted by any defensive unit that Kamil has placed, bring it down to like 1000 HP. That is insane. That must be a lucky break for Jimit right there. Now that Jimit knows which side of the battlefield he has to start spamming his units now. He has to distract Kamil long enough to not be able to instantly react to whatever Brit spam units that Jimit places down, like the bandit, like the ram. Mostly, I guess he wants to use force Kamil to put his Dark Prince down on the other side. Okay. That's good though. I would argue that was not a good placement for the ram right there, because it hardly made 2 or 3 cells into Kamil's territory before it got knocked down. No, so those two laser dragons are going to take care of each other. Yeah, they just burnt each other out of the sky. Both of them flew too close to each other, I guess. And we see Jimit and Kamil really struggling and making it into actually the last 20 seconds of the game before any solid pushes were coming out. Timely zap from Kamil coming out right there, stopping the ram from making contact with his tower. That was a good save, but Jimit has the initiative right now. I don't think Kamil is going to make any grand moves, considering they almost have similar decks, right? They basically are playing with the mirror decks. Except Jimit has this magic archer, and Kamil doesn't. Yeah, this ram is definitely going to not make contact with. I was about to say it was going to make contact, but thanks to the zap coming out from Kamil, it does not make contact. 4-7. Oh, look at that! Look at that! That magic archer just started targeting the Inferno Dragon, and thanks to the positioning of the Princess Star, he actually hit it 3 times, bringing it down to 374 HP again. Jimit opts to use his fireball to make contact with the tower, bring it down to 100 HP. And all he has to do is rotate back again to his fireball and launch it at Kamil's tower. And that's good night, Kamil. He's going to bring the score down to 2 each. And I think Kamil knows this, and he really doesn't do anything to stop it, because you can't stop a fireball. It's a spell, right? You can't distract it with an Ice Golem, unlike a P.E.K.K.A. or something. But yeah, so this has been exciting. Like, the score right now is 2 each, Jimit versus Kamil, and I don't know. Do you guys want to go immediately to game 5? Okay, that's what we'll do. Okay, again, we're back to what is most probably the final game, because unless these guys end up in a draw, we're not going to see a game 6. Looking at the decks off first glance, looks like Jimit has basically stuck to his deck, because it worked very well for him last last matchup. And I gotta say, I have to agree. And Kamil has switched to his Golem Dark Prince push deck. And we just have to wait and see which has the type advantage over it. I see. I am a little bit partial towards the Golem, right? Like while we had the Golem God, aka Hasib, playing in the Premiership last year, he was my favorite player because I don't know. I guess I'm a little bit of a fanboy for the Golem, and I really hope the Golem decks win because it's basically my primary card on when I want to climb the ladder. Like every time I try to experiment a bit, every time I try to branch out, it just doesn't work out. But every time I put a Golem in my deck, I just start grabbing those trophies one by one. Yeah. So Kamil has taken the first brunt of damage towards his tower, bringing it down to 1586 HP. We are almost halfway into the game. Minute 30 seconds left on the clock before. I don't know how much longer he wants to wait. We are 4 HP, and with that fast-moving contact from Jimit's battle ram, the tower goes down. Kamil says, "Screw it. My king tower is strong enough to bring those two little barbarians down," and he decides to concentrate the attack onto the left flank of Jimit right there. And I think that was a good decision because now he's going to for sure bring that tower down. But now, is he going to be able to defend against this push? Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Because he has a Dark Prince as well, who also has splash damage. And in 3 seconds, we're going to enter overtime. Arguably, Kamil is in the better position right now because Jimit's tower is at 1352 HP. Jimit's king tower stops Jimit's probing with a set of Royal Guards. And I don't think that ram is going to make contact with the tower either. And thanks to the Dark Prince's splash damage, he's going to make short work of this push. And whatever's left is going to be cleaned up by the tower as well as the baby dragon over there. I guess Kamil is again getting up to put down another golem. But first he has to do what he can to stop this push with as little elixir as possible. Again, he puts down another Dark Prince to stop this push again. I think this game has just come down. This particular game has just come down to placing the Dark Prince in the right exact time at the right exact position. Like, Jimit's battle ram pops his barbarians out, and there is no other way to stop them other than a tornado or a log or a Dark Prince. But he needs those cards again to stop Jimit's more dangerous cards, and we see this golem right there making its way to Jimit's tower, and I guess we can say sayonara to Jimit's tower right there. 317 HP, 2 more hits coming out from the golem, and there we go. A 3-crown victory for Kamil right there, finishes this matchup with a score of 3-2. And yeah, that was some impressive, and to quote Angie again, some versatile gameplay right there. Or to quote Vagish, versatile gameplay. I see just him looking at the camera. I guess he wants to glare at me with those. Yeah, I hear you, Vagish. I'm gonna just shove the audience back towards the studio. And yeah, Angie, please explain that deck that Jimit has used in the second game, because I am actually really curious about it. And again, this is the ESL India Premiership summer season. Clash Royale. And what else? What else can I fill the time with? Because it's still 6:45, and it's day 40? Day 42. That's 6 times 7 is 42. Okay. So I digress. I know you guys don't like PJs that much, so I'm just gonna send you guys back to the studio for some juicy analysis. And yeah, that's it.
साला कितना बात करता है गोला बे? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons' Masters League. Definitely seems like Manoj Gola absolutely did not attend the wedding. All he did was sit in a hotel room and play Clash Royale. Such in-depth analysis, yeah. Baba Ray.
What a brilliant game, but.
But yes, I was about to come to that. Thank you for stealing my thoughts, Angie. Okay. That's a good analyst there. What a wonderful game.
Yeah.
That golem, that Golem sealed the deal for Shadab
but
there.
intense. I mean, every single match between these two, every single round between these two was just fantastic to watch. I mean, I was on my toes like, okay, now this guy's going to take it. No, he's going to take it. I really didn't know because they had such beautiful picks. We even got to see the Rascals card. So that's like the cherry on the cake. But talking about versatility, yes, Kamil showing that he just knows how to play everything under the sun. He knows how to counter everything under the sun. But Jimit also being fantastic. If we just have to break down the games, I've just written them very short so people don't get too bored. But in the first game, I think Kamil just took it because he had the Rascals card. Like, I'm not even going to analyze that because it was so exciting for Jimmy to even see the card being played, and it was so simple to counter. With just one log sees to it that the two I don't know what to call them, archers or the ladies that shoot, they just kind of go down with the log, and then we have this cute giant that keeps walking to the tower. Of course, Kamil making sure that he knew how to play the deck. He combined the Rascals with the Hunter card, which kind of helped him secure that victory for himself. And I could be like, already, you know, it's the first game, Jimit is just warming up. But then the second game, Jimit made sure that he had everything in place. If we had watched that game very closely, there was a point in the game where the Inferno was at the river.
Yes.
And he was able to kind of take down most of the cards without being hit by the Princess Star. So either that is fantastic placement or he just got lucky. But he did that twice in a row. So I don't think that is luck based. He's just done the calculations absolutely perfectly. And that's why he took that
He's measured out the play area appropriately.
Perfectly. And he's played the Inferno card so beautifully well. Normally, you know, it takes an Inferno card a lot to take down smaller units. But whether we talk about the bats coming in from the Dark Witch, whether we talk about the Mega Minion, he made sure that the Inferno Dragon could take down all of them. If we go to the third game, I think the only reason Jimit kind of lost that game was because he had too many aggressive cards. He had the Three Musketeers, he had the Hog, and he had the Royal Ghost. He also jumped into that and said, you know what, I'm going to use all the... He used the Battle Ram too. Now, when you have too many aggressive cards and you don't really have the space to play all of them, it kind of gets very, very difficult. Because, you know, you have the Three Musketeers, which indirectly means you need to have the Elixir Collector. Because if you don't have the Elixir Collector, you're going to take a long time to kind of use those cards. And when you use those cards, it costs 9 Elixir. So there was one point in the game where finally he did manage to place the Three Musketeers down, but they just got shot down by a fireball. And Three Musketeers dropping as soon as, you know, you have the 9 elixir, it's a waste of elixir. And at the end of the day, that's why Jimit lost the game. Going to the fourth game, now these two players played exactly the same decks. There was no difference.
Pretty similar in terms of
gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. And the funny part is that we saw that it wasn't Jimit who played the Golem, but it was Kamil who played the Golem.
Yeah, I told you that final game also in the Dark Prince. I was like, do they have like a... Does he have like a mirror card? How does he have like 2 Dark Prince? I'm like, oh shit, that's like the other Dark Prince.
They both had the Battle Ram, they both had the Bandit, they both had the Three Musketeers, and I'm sorry, the Dark Prince. And when the Golem got placed down by Kamil, Jimit just knew how to counter it. And that was the first time where, you know, I was like, all right, so, you know, you're putting a card that this guy is really good at. But in the last game, and this was just the finishing was just beautiful. We had the Golem placed again.
That Golem could not have been stopped.
Yeah.
That Golem probably required a P.E.K.K.A.
It was all coming down to, you know, a last minute like either I spend the next 10 seconds defending
the Golem and
or I just try my luck at the tower. And at the end of the day, both of them played well, but Kamil just being that little bit more luckier, I would say, with his cards.
If I was in Jimit's situation, I would have put in everything which I had to stop that gosh darn Golem.
Yeah.
Because if I defend that Golem, everybody else is trying to ward off whatever I've thrown at the Golem.
Yeah.
That buys me some time to save my King Tower. Because then I can like be a creep and like start doing chip damage to the other King Tower. I could have done that. That could have been a way forward.
But, you know, as I always say this, that, you know, when you're sitting at home and you're sitting in your comfort, it's very different. But when you're playing something like the Masters League, you have so much pressure on your head and you have to think within seconds about what's the next move, what can I do, what can I play. And I think at the end of the day, that's why I think Kamil sits 7th on the board. Very cushy spot because he's just a little more calmer, but he's learning how to deal with pressure. And he's dealing with it really well.
आएगा धीरे-धीरे करके आएगा, but अभी के लिए देवी और सज्जनों, everybody watching us, except the people who aren't, because hey, you didn't subscribe.
They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. Are the ESL India Premiership. Powered by Omen by HP.
Welcome back, everybody, to the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League. I am your host once again, Vagish Gotsleban. Joining me is Ranjit Mamba Sina Patel. No, I'm not giving it. It was not supposed to open. I was supposed to like smack him with it, but it didn't happen.
Too far, dude. Too far.
Fine, Ranjit.
I hope you're doing good, man.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. I think I'm just too white for that. You're too white for that as well.
That was very bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It happens to be.
Wakanda is in our hearts. It's as fictitious as
because it's a fictitious country. It doesn't really exist.
Yeah. So
but jokes apart.
It's about how you feel inside, you know.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be back on.
Like
the
if
show.
I was King T'Challa, I would say, I don't care.
Oh, you don't care.
Give this man a shield.
No, get this man a shield.
Okay, fine.
That was a nice one.
Script is the game. You can't deny it. I can't.
All right, you win.
No, but we have. So we did not have a CS game today, Mamba. So basically, we have a recorded.
Not really going to be a. It's not going to be a tough task to predict it because NTD obviously sits up there on top, just below Invictus, if I'm not mistaken. And Iyati, even though they've been putting up some good performances, they've not been that consistent, and it's just getting a little tough for them to try, and go up above the ranks in the Masters League. So I think it's going to be a fairly easy game for NTD Gaming.
Ah, indeed. Let's quickly.
Also, I just got told by the PCR that the map is cache, so it might just give a chance to Iyati because obviously it's a pug map. But I'm still thinking, or I still feel that it's going to go towards NTD Gaming.
All right, that's glad. I'm glad to hear that. In fact, we should be heading off into the game ASAP now. Before that, we will obviously without fail introduce the teams to you because we need to make people know कि भैया कौन खेल रहा है चेहरे लोगों के team names के साथ. So let's start off with entity, यार. Let's see entity. सुनने में आया है, I've come to hear, Mamba, that apparently a couple of entity gaming players are being chosen for an international Indian outfit.
They were Hellranger and Sai, respectfully denied.
I've heard. Oh, then you're still stuck at the old news. You're not. That is why, Mamba, I would implore you and everybody else. These are those few moments when I get to plug in great things which are happening in the Indian esports scene. This is the reason why on every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. IST, you need to visit the Northern Gaming Facebook page so that you can see all the latest review from around the world and in Indian esports. Hosted by none other than our lovely in-house analyst, Angela. Esports 360 is the name. You need to subscribe to the YouTube channel also, just like ESL India Premiership. Hence, you do not know what is happening. So, moving on to the other team here, Team Iyati. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Team Iyati for you guys. Pretty interesting matchup this. I am going to be throwing it to you, Mamba, because you are the analyst. I haven't seen the game, you haven't seen the game. The people who are watching it haven't seen the game. It's happened before. I do not know the outcome. What do you think the outcome is going to be?
Entity Gaming. No, but jokes
that's
apart.
my Instagram handle.
In all seriousness, right? Because I've seen these guys play, and we've seen these teams play. Everyone, all the viewers know about these teams as well. It's on paper, on the server. No matter what sort of an angle you look
Entity
at,
is the better team.
obviously
Not
is
to
the
take
better
anything
team.
from Iyati Gaming, they are also a gifted team. They are also a talented team. But again, we all know who's David here. We all know who's a Goliath here. Let's be very honest. And since I made that example, David has defeated Goliath. Well, in the recent edition of the film, the Goliaths also defeated a lot of other Davids. So, depends. We don't know how the game is.
But it's going to be interesting to find out, obviously, because it's going to be an interesting match, especially when it's cash for a team like Iyati. It's going to be interesting to see.
Field day. Good land, good aims. If I was playing for Iyati right now, I would have definitely landed some good shots on Sai, gotten him out of the picture ASAP. Then gone after this bugger called Amiterasu.
Oh, then, I mean, yeah.
Like, this should be the modus operandi for any team facing off against Entity. Pehla hamla Sai pe. Dusra hamla Amiterasu.
So it was okay. So back in end of 2015, early 2016, or you could probably call end of 2016 as well. If Sai was playing for a team, and if you could manage to tilt Sai, the entire team would tilt.
But Entity is not like that.
Entity is different.
Entity is not like Entity functions on multiple layers. So sorry, for that point of matter, if you take down Sai, the team won't go down. They might as well still win. The problem is every player of the team has their own individual functionalities to the greater machine. Sai chala gaya, good. So they have taken down long range issues. Sai cannot track or hunt them down. Amaterasu is their lurker and their clutcher. Main clutcher. Like सबसे ज़्यादा जो होते ना जो I can't say that because live stream, but जो सबसे ज़्यादा harasser है इनकी टीम का वो
annoying, most annoying player.
हाँ, मतलब इसको तो हटाना है सीम से. ये तो रास्ते का रोड़ा जिसको बोलते हैं वो है. जीत के बीच में जो रास्ते का रोड़ा है वो Amaterasu है. Then I think the order of focus should be like you take down Marzel, probably have a showdown, कुछ revenge track कर लो, Marzel को हटा दो रास्ते से. फिर Hell Ranger और बाकी के तो Hell Ranger है. And
it just sounds like a monumental task, right? When you look at the lineup, it's like you take down one guy, there are 4 more guys. You take the other guy down, there's still one more guy who's going to stand up. You take him down, there's still going to be one more guy who's going to stand up tall and try and clutch around for his team. So it just is a monumental task to go against a team like Entity Gaming.
And plus it'll be slightly, how would I say, interesting to see, because I'm presuming Amaterasu is going to be slightly his mind is going to be diverted. He's recently gotten engaged. So उसका दिमाग engagement और game के बीच में होगा तो it's a good. See man, I'm just being strategic.
No, at this point I think it actually playing really well, because your mood does affect the game.
Yeah.
Unless it's like so slight mood changes don't really affect it, but serious mood changes.
Adi absolutely went down when he got himself engaged. When he went ahead and got himself engaged and stuff, तो तब Adi का gameplay देखना चाहिए. It was shit. It was absolute shit.
Well, that's quite surprising though. I think he actually plays better when fine. Obviously, when he's angry, I remember at the Aruti Masters.
He was like so harassed and everything's happening around at that time.
No, more than that, I think it's the fact that we've not been able to play all that much. Because Adi and I, we've been here on the show since last 1 year. Last 1 year, we've barely touched Counter-Strike. So obviously, the skill is going to decline.
PUBG खेलो तुम लोग सबके सब.
PUBG की भी बात नहीं है, but it's just that we haven't been able to find time to play, right?
I'm telling you, this is going to be an absolute opportunity for Iyati. If they have defeated Entity in this game, it'll be so much fun. Amaterasu, diverted mind, Sai being like all friendly, oh mera bhai Amaterasu in that one. See Sai को ना divert करना बहुत easy मैंने realize कि as his brother I've realized, as his friend I've realized, it's easy to like divert Sai.
Yeah, like, it's like that muscle kid that way.
हाँ, उसको कोई कुछ मिल जाता ना तो उस पे fixate हो जाता है वो. तो so again, so you have to think of Counter-Strike as not a game just on the machine, but like you said, it's a mind game. You have to everything's fair in love and war, right? This is war. You do off game also Kida Kandi. Matlab,
Though I don't really agree with the first line. Everything's not fair in love. Though, but that'll be a completely different topic. That'll be a completely different topic. No, it's a very serious topic, though, which I don't really want to talk about on stream. But off the stream, I'll surely tell it to you. But in the meantime, we've talked enough about these teams. So why don't we actually go into the match and show the viewers?
Bilkul. Let's go for the game, boys and girls. Entity Gaming versus Team Iyati.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL India Premiership. We're well underway with the Masters season. And, well, today's game is going to be played between Entity Gaming and Iyati. Team Iyati on Cash of all the maps. And I, for one, I'm really thankful that it is Cash and not Inferno or Mirage. Because, yeah, I was getting kind of bored of casting the same map over and over again. Alright. No more retake plays towards A for Entity Gaming. Marzel is going to be baited by Sai. They're kind of making love at quads. It's inappropriate, guys. It's a family show. Behave. Anyway, Spawn, he is standing in for Amaterasu. Congratulations, Mr. Amaterasu, on your, well, nuptials. He did get married / engaged, one of the two. I'm not really sure. Very recently, and so today we see Spawn standing in for Amaterasu. Anyway, 4-man presence towards the A bomb site with just Hellranger holding down the fort towards B. It's a very good call coming out from Hellranger, who is the IGL, one of the best in the country, if not the best. And, well, it's just a matter of time. There we go, the smokes come in. Iyati will come streaming into the A bomb site very, very soon. And it's going to come down to, well, who can hit all the shots. And, oh, look at that Sai, Marzel. They're just going to completely wreck shop. Spawn, Sai, Marzel. They have zero chill. And they just lay down everybody left, right, and center. Entity Gaming winning that pistol round rather comfortably. The only casualty there being Sai, who also manages to pick up a brace before, you know, attaining Valhalla. Now this, though, is the difficult round, as most would say, because it's the round where you have to face off against the Armored Eagles. And Entity has been struggling against the Force Buys consistently throughout the Masters series. So hopefully they've put some work in and they can stave off the attack on, well, as it would look like, the B-bomb site. And again, it's a 3-man stack towards the B-bomb side this time around. With Spawn playing mid. He has taken a hit from the Deagle, so he's become a bit more passive. Needs to be careful. Does spot out Veerbhadra. And they know that it is going to be a B hit. And look at this. Marzel gets the opening kill onto Slots, but Ego is there to get the trade. But Marzel, he is... well, he's a wrecking ball. There's a reason he got shortlisted for Optic India. And so did Sai, actually. Both of these players proving to have what it takes to compete and hang with the big boys. Anyway, the last remaining survivor on Iyati is Mr. Bullet himself. Can he pick out a couple of kills just so that he can do some economic damage? The answer is no. Hellranger waits ever so patiently, decapitates Bullet. And with that, Entity casually and comfortably see off that anti-force. Good to see that Entity have put in some work on their anti-forces and they're not just rushing in and dying like headless chickens. Alright, another push towards the A bomb site, and Spawn has pushed Squeaky. There's 4 players waiting for him just around the corner. He does spot out Slowin. He's gonna fall back and Spawn is gonna get overrun. Hellranger needs to be careful. That nade is gonna sail into absolutely bugger all. But at least now they know where the players are. And look at where Falcon is. He's just pushing W. Knows no tomorrow. But again, he runs the risk of getting overrun. There's already a player on the flank. That's Ego. They need to be careful. And I like what Falcon did. They pushed. They fell back. Sai in the meantime. He's just going to do Sai things. Picks up a kill. Hellranger finds Bullet. And now it's all down to Ego in a 1v4 with nothing but a Glock. Absolutely nothing but a Glock. This is going to be very, very difficult. And there we go. Falcon, left mouse button, ADing to glory. Gets the final kill. 3 very comfortable rounds for Entity Gaming. And look at that. Sai immediately out with the AWP. The Zoom Banger is out to play. And well, Mazel, Falcon and Spawn still deciding to stick with the SMGs. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see if, if they win this round, this is going to be absolute humiliation for Iyati. It's going to be like, rubbing their noses in the dirt. Equivalent to it. And Falcon, he's going to get mollied off. He's going to have to fall back. In the meantime, Sai is going to rattle off a shot with the AWP and take up a more passive angle. In the meantime, Hellranger playing aggro towards A mains gets... Well, does a lot of damage onto Veerbhadra. Does land a headshot, but... Oh, Mazel box. Slow in Hellranger down. And that's one defender taken off the A bomb site. Man advantage to Iyati, although Veerbhadra is more or less... Well, he's dead now. He is DED. Dead. Spawn. Gonna just do cheeky things. Sai in the meantime. Oh my god, Spawn. Behave. But yeah, Falcon on the B bomb site with nothing but an MP9, and it looks like the hit is coming that way. But Falcon, is he going to rotate off or is he going to gander the peak? He's going to chance the peak, jumps around, gets 2 kills, and Falcon with the MP9 clutching that round out. What a god. God by God. What a god. 4-0 to Entity Gaming, and Iyati. Things are not looking too good for them. I mean, it is still early days. Let's not forget that. It's just going into the 5th round. They still have a lot of Counter-Strike that's left to be played here. But Iyati, they just lost 2 SMGs. 3 SMGs and 1 rifle and an AWP. 1 HP. Let's see if they can make anything happen. Ego eating a face full of flashbang. And Spawn still hanging around mid. Nothing but death and destruction. Sai in the meantime with the P250. Getting that 3k, surviving on 12 HP and keeping the AWP alive as well. 5-0 to Entity Gaming, and Iyati with a full proper buy. All the nades, all the rifles, everything they could have asked for. Veerbhadra might want to go for the AWP. He's still to open his, open his scorecard. He's sitting on 0 frags. That is not somebody you see regularly on 0 frags. Veerbhadra, one of the more consistent players in Team Iyati. But well, everyone has that off day every once in a while, and it looks like Veerbhadra might be having one of those days. Sai opening things up onto Veerbhadra with the AWP. Just no respite for that poor guy. He peeks and he's dead. Bit of a late smoke towards Ame. That's a bit curious. And Hellranger is going to be playing on the edge of it. Spawn. And there we go. The pop flash. And Hellranger, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm lost. But he's still going to get one at... How? How? Is he Neo? And he's going to repeat. Gets 1, gets 2. He's on a 3k. He's just going to lay Iyati to waste almost single-handedly. Now it's Ego in a 1. He dead. The Ego is... He's going to have to massage more than just his ego tonight, because that's... He's just being bruised left, right and center, black and blue. Sai not giving him an inch to breathe, and Hellranger re-peeking. That is just adding insult to injury. And laying down the spray down on 3 of the Iyati boys. That is gonna hurt. That is gonna bruise. Alright, when all else fails, Sukha Bhel, Rush B. And Falcon, he's gonna get mollied off, but he's got nade, they've got utility, they can use it to their utmost advantage. And look at that, double up towards side. Falcon playing from back of checkers, needs to be careful. Slowin just gonna jump through the smoke to his imminent death. Veerbhadra God knows what he's doing. It's just falling apart for Iyati. What the hell is going on? They're just walking in one by one like lambs to the slaughter. No cohesion, no teamwork, no utility. But alright, Slots still... Wow, alright. Sai somehow managing to stay alive. Mazel does fall, but it doesn't matter right now. Falcon is on $16,000. He is actually losing money every time Entity Gaming wins a round because he's topped out. It's glorious. It's glorious to see this kind of gameplay coming out from... Well, they have had their doubters in the past. They have had questions raised by myself as well as Adi about their form and their claim to be the best in the country. But this is looking like an entity to be afraid of, to be feared, to be revered, and to be cherished by all Indian fans of Counter-Strike, because they are looking dominant and they are looking like they're a team that can get the job done. Alright, Falcon and Spawn planning to go for that counter boost, but deciding against it at the crucial moment. Ego, he's gonna come running out. Falcon's just gonna spray like a crazy man, and he's gonna get 2 kills just like that. Wow. And I love the bait play. Look at where Spawn is. And they would have gotten the information that Falcon would have, you know, retreated. So in all probability, they won't be expecting Spawn with his M4A4 howl. How rich are you, man? How rich are you? To be playing where he is playing. But it looks like Veerbhadra does have an inkling that Spawn may have pushed up. And Spawn doesn't really matter now, does it? It's just everybody's just capitulating under the pressure. Spawn gets the kill. That's bomb control. Now it's all down to Sloan, who's been spotted out, and he's gonna get annihilated very, very soon. Hellranger takes him out. This is just looking ridiculously easy for Entity Gaming. And finally, a tactical timeout being called by Team Iyati. God only knows that they need this, because my. They have been all over the place. There's no cohesion. There's no tactics. There's no defaults. There's nothing. They're just getting steamrolled by Entity Gaming left, right, and center. This is, so far, it has been #spanked. For sure. Alright, going into the 9th round, score is 8-0 in favor of Entity Gaming. Again, Iyati has everything to play with. The op-out onto Veerbhadra, Slots, Slow in, Ego. They have utility, they have the AK-47s, but do they have the right attitude? They've just taken a timeout, so possibly we should be expecting a switch up coming out from Iyati. But now it is going to be the time for the counter boost. But Slots is marking it like a hawk. Hellranger, if he pops his head, it is going to get popped by Slots. He will not hesitate putting a 7.62 bullet between Hellranger's eyes. He has to time this to perfection. And we all know Hellranger has his timings down. So let's see if he's able to do it. That would have been the time to peak with that flash. But Hellranger still biding his time, still being patient. He's just holding. They haven't spotted anybody, but the moment he hears these nades, he can hear the nade getting cocked, so Hellranger will push at that moment. At least he should be pushing at that moment. Oh my days, are you kidding me? Hellranger spotting 2 ostriches right above drop, and he's like, thank you very much. I'm gonna take these kills, lads, and I'm gonna head on home comfortable. Anyway, Spawn. Now, playing towards mid. Look at where Falcon is. This is how is this even happening? Veerbhadra playing sandbags. Wait, what? Okay then. So it's basically Entity just pugging right now. There we go. Spawn picking up his favorite weapon. That is the AWP. Don't get me, Spawn used to be the aid opper for Too Easy Gaming last year, but before that he used to be the opper for Hellranger's MXB, and my god was that a legendary lineup. Hellranger, again, the player to have found Spawn, nurtured him, trained him to the player he is today. And Spawn is one of the best players in the country, especially with the AWP. But, you know, considering that Sai is also another extremely competent opper, Sai needs to be careful. Oh, okay, he's gonna get overrun. He's dead. He is dead, but there's Falcon laying down the spray down. What a glorious spray. And Marzel, he's gonna do some self-inflicted damage, but it doesn't matter. Ego's half dead. He's just got 5 HP and bullet. Armor, but just the deagle. Marzel being flashed out by his teammates. Spawn catches bullet on the flank. Now it's just Ego with the AWP and the armor, and this, it looks like it's gonna be 10-0. It really looks like it's gonna be 10-0. Ladies and gentlemen, the boys are back. Entity Gaming is just announcing their return back to the big boy leagues in style. Alright, 3-man presence, Entity Gaming towards mid, but this time again Slots finally getting the opening pick, but they got that last round as well, but this time they do have the guns to work with. Last round Falcon was just allowed to bully them towards Checkers with that M4, just opening up the spray and just chipping away at the HP of 3 players and actually killing one. But this time around, Iyati, everyone's at full HP, they have the weapons, they have everything going for them, and Slowen, he's just chilling. He's filling it, and Veerbhadra frying Falcon alive. Marzel towards the B bomb side. Oh, the spray fails him for the first time this half. The spray has failed him. And Spawn and Sai can, the 2 stalwarts of Indian CS, mount this retake. Will the Howl come in handy in helping mount this retake? Let's see. Let's see. Bullet will get Sai and Spawn with the trade, but it's a 1v4. And Ego's like, guys, you've bullied us enough. Please let us just take a round. And they do indeed. And with that, Iyati opening up the scoreboard, getting their first round on the board. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. We may just have a game on our hands yet, boys and girls and girls. Alright, Sai again taking some early damage, this time Spawn though towards sandbags, but he's gonna get completely blinded, and Bullet to get the opening pick, and Spawn spraying through the smoke, gets the kill. There is another player in the smoke, sorry, pushing up mid, that is Slowen, and he's not slowing down. And Marzel with the AWP. It's a treat to see Marzel op. He is such a talented opper, a secondary opper. They also have a tertiary opper in the form of Spawn, and that is how Deep Entity's fragging lineup goes. They just have so many hard fraggers. But Falcon, unfortunate they're getting caught with his pants down. Marzel switching it up, moving up towards CD Spawn. He's going to spot out the player, shoots him in the shoulder, though unfortunate with that nade. That can do a lot of damage. Slots down to 19 HP, but Marzel's got no chill. He's going to push through the smoke. He's going to get punished for his aggression, and now Hellranger is left all alone again in a 1v3, although Slots is very, very low. Doesn't matter because Hellranger is very, very dead. Alright, Iyati stringing a couple of rounds together. Now Hellranger, he's just playing, well, black in the smoke. Jack and Jill went up the hill, but Basically, Hellranger just got shot, and Ego, he's towards Shoutbox. Sai playing on the edge of that smoke, gets one, but is immediately traded out. Slow-in gets spawned. And finally, Iyati showing some signs of life because, well, Mazel, he's on the flank, and Falcon, he's going to have to back off, allow for that flank to come in. Mazel, can he go God mode? Bomb is yet to go down. It's a 3v2. It is still very, very doable if Falcon just stays alive and is a little bit patient. They still don't know that the fast flank is in from Mazel. They're going to check everywhere. And now Mazel spots out the carrier. He's going to get the bomb, but Veerbhadra too quick for him. And now Falcon, he's made a lot of noise, and Slow-in is going to put him in his grave. Entity Gaming losing the plot a little bit towards the end of the first half, and now they have to eco. They don't really have the money to go for a full proper buy. And Iyati, they've got it all. They've got everything. They can go for the buy. Entity most likely is going to save for the final round of the first half. Alrighty. Finally, some spring in the steps of Team Iyati. They have looked morose, they have looked defeated, but it looks like they've gotten their confidence back. Sai spots out Ego. I think that was a mutual spotting of players, and Sai doing the wise thing, falls back, and he's going to go out re-aggressing, and he's going to die. That is just how the cookie crumbles. Hellranger with the 5-7. He's going to go taking a peek by jumping on a ticket booth, I'm assuming. He does, and what he sees is not to his liking. He's gonna fall back. And I'm just, frankly guys, I am really excited for the upcoming Optic lineup, you know. Getting to say, you know, maybe possibly Optic Sai or Optic Mazel, you know. It's just gonna change the entire landscape of Indian CSGO. And right now though, Slow-in is changing the entire landscape of Spawn's face. And Falcon left alive 1v4 with a CZ. It's not going to be that easy because Slow-in is just flowing right now. And I'm sorry for the cringy wordplay. I've just had some food in me. Blood is flowing to my belly, not my brain. So please to excuse. Okay, thanks. Alright. Iyati. Signs of a comeback. 4 rounds on the trot. Entity Gaming. Still sitting at 10 rounds. Possibly 11, but considering how the momentum has shifted and how it has swung, it may just be a 10-5 half for Iyati, and that's a lot more respectable than 11-4. It's just, even a single round can have such an impact on, well, your psyche going into the second half. There you go. He's going to be pushing towards... They're going to make a play towards Squeaky. And I don't know what God tier read Hellranger had. He's on Shoutbox. He has the perfect position to counter this play from Squeaky Doors. Provided he doesn't get flashed, he is going to be golden. Spawn spotting towards Highway. It's the only position that can nullify Hellranger's spot on Shoutbox. And he's hearing this Hellranger. All he has to do is have trigger discipline. And he's playing anti-flash for the time being. Spots out slots. Lets him go. Very smart from Hellranger. They won't be expecting this at all. He would have relayed the information over towards his teammates. That's someone who's pushed, you know. And there we go. Down comes the Warhammer. He's gonna get the kills. He's gonna spray through the door and somehow manage to make it out alive. Spawn, on the other hand, he's gonna go do what he's been doing, being an absolute nuisance. And lol. There we go, the door getting open. Mazel, and wow, I have not seen an attack crumble so fast ever. And look at this Mazel, he's got no chill whatsoever. He's just gonna go pushing a mains. Down he goes, down goes Ego. And that's 11-4 to Entity Gaming. That is a very good first half. Iyati showing some signs of life, some signs of, you know, a possible comeback, but Entity Gaming just laying all those fears to rest. Another classic pistol round timeout by Entity Gaming's Hellranger. He is notorious for things like these, just to play mind games with the opponent, and his pistols last year were phenomenal. They were absolutely phenomenal. Alright, what do Team Iyati have in store for us on their pistol? We all saw what Entity did, and that was as dominant as they come. Sai, he's making his way up. Squeaky, he loves playing this position on Cash. It is his go-to position. Has a decoy. Falcon, running utility. He's forever the support player, and he's going to go making a lot of noise here, Sai, towards the A-bomb side, but it doesn't look like Iyati are taking the bait. Unless Sai can get a couple of kills, or at least one kill, there's going to be no rotations being drawn. Because so far, Iyati can't hear anyone else. They know it's a distraction. They know it's a smoke screen. And it looks like they're not going to be falling for it. Sai knows the position of at least one player. In with the goods, delivering the kills. Marzel with a 2k, Hellranger with a 2k, and Sai with the single kill. What a standout performance from the entire team. There's no one player that has been carrying everyone. Look at the frag distribution. 15 on Sai, 14 on Falcon, 13 on Hellranger, 13 on Marzel, and Spawn on 12, who is, by the way, the stand-in for Amaterasu. Just imagine how difficult it may have gotten for Iyati had Amaterasu actually been playing and had been part of the lineup. But now, oh, this is interesting. Iyati have gone for the full hard eco and have gone for an A-stack. Sai, again, playing his favorite position. That is gonna be, well, checkers. Sorry, Squeaky, my bad. Like I said, blood in tummy. Brain not functioning at optimal levels. Anywho, it is a hard eco, only slow in, buying up a CZ and Bullet with the P250. Everyone else starting off with the default pistols. Sai is going to do his patented pop flash out from Squeaky. Gets the kill onto Ego. That's one man down, 4 left to go. Sai does find another. Understands that it may be an A stack, but well, there's Spawn. He's going to mop up some kills with the Mac 10. And last but not least is Veerbhadra, who will land a dink, but Spawn is like, sit down, son. Sit down. You got no armor. You got no chance. Sit down. Entity Gaming coast on over towards 13 rounds, and whoa, Iyati going for the early force. This is the Brutality buy, because Brutality were notorious in doing this buy last time around during the last season of the ESL Masters Premiership. And it worked for them quite a few times. Hopefully, it pays dividends for Iyati, because God knows that their margin for error is fast shrinking. They don't have any room for any more mistakes. It has to be perfect, it has to be pristine, and it has to be decisive. Spawn still gonna land the opening kill, but Marzel, he's gonna completely shit the bed. But Falcon comes in with the trade onto Veerbhadra. And Falcon, what the hell is Falcon doing? No one's marking his heaven. Sai kind of going to sleep there. It's a 3v2. And Bomb is dropped out in the open. And Sai, he is gonna die. Sai goes bye-bye, Hellranger. Well, he's gonna be put to rest as well. Alright, Entity Gaming losing a round that technically they shouldn't have. Hellranger buying up. They're going to be forcing it up. Entity Gaming, can they do it? Is the question. Is it going to happen for them? Or can Iyati hold on, and can Iyati, well, get the job done and see this round through? I like the setup coming out from Iyati. They've got one player boosted into Vents, but one player in mid. He's going to get deleted thanks to Sai's Deagle. And now Ego has to take the burden of mid. And that means Slots has to, you know, divide his attention from checkers to all mid as well. And he's going to give up a very good position just so that he can retrieve that AK-47 and have that extra firepower to aid in nullifying this man advantage that Entity have managed to secure for themselves. And Bullet He's jump peeking towards A main. Sai, again, just rattling off shots, making some noise, making sound to make sure that, you know, players stay where they are from Iyati and don't, you know, have any ideas about stacking a bomb site or any such fancy things. Ego in the meantime, still going to be playing by mid, spots out Hellranger. Knows what he's up against, knows that there's a Deagle heading his way. And Spawn, he's found his W key and they're going to go bum rushing towards Highway. And Ego's going to get shot in the butt, given an extra hole or two to poop out of by Spawn. And oh, what a perfect pop flash, but Slots, well, he's going to get one kill. Mazel unable to trade him in a timely fashion, but that doesn't matter because Hellranger is going to get the kill regardless. 2 for Hellranger, 2 for Sai. That's 14 rounds on the board for Entity Gaming. Iyati, they should go for a force. They have no option. They have literally no option. They have to go for a force buy. Let's see. Will Entity just... Alright, they haven't gone for a force. That is even more interesting because that shows that their Iyati are willing to play this properly, like with good economic decisions. But at this point, given the fact that they have to go for a buy in the next round and they're not all going to have everything, they should have given themselves as much opportunity. But Mazel, even though he is on his deathbed, the Grim Reaper has literally got one hand on his shoulder. Mazel will not give up. In fact, he's going to turn the tables on the players aggressing him and get a juicy little brace this round. But nice shot from Bullet. But Mazel needs to be careful. He's very, very low and down he goes. Ego's Deagle, ladies and gentlemen, is just ringing out like a maniac. And somehow, Iyati has managed to pull back the score down to a 1-3-1. Can Ego do this? He doesn't have armor. The aim punch is going to be a right little pain in the butt, but it doesn't matter because Sai is just going to shoot him between the eyes and put Entity Gaming on match and map point. Alright, what could possibly very well be the final round of the match? Veerbhadra finally out with the AWP. It is his favored weapon. And what a shot onto Sai. That was a glorious flick. Veerbhadra. Wow. Slow in now. Playing on the edge of the smoke. A little bit of an anti-flash. And Veerbhadra is not gonna stop. He's just gonna kill, and kill. 3 kills for him already, and in the blink of an eye, it's just Hellranger who finds himself in a 1v5. Right now, the goal for him is to do just some economic damage. Oh my god, that bullet literally whistled past his ear. But Hellranger still managing to find a kill. Slow in with the AK-47. He's going to die as well. Hellranger doing a lot of damage. And now Veerbhadra with the AVP. Hellranger still got a minute to work with. He can isolate quite a bit of these 1v1s, which somehow, for some strange reason, Iyati are more than eager to hand over to him. But, well, at least that last kill does not go Hellranger's way. Ego is able to secure the final kill of that round at least. But again, Entity Gaming 15, Iyati 6, 9 rounds still in the kitty for Entity. They can just eco this, go for a buy in the next round. But nope, they're going to force around it. They're going to force it up a little bit, at least upgraded pistols. They've just been reset, so, I mean, why not give yourself as much of a fighting chance as possible? And it looks like they're going to change up the pace here, Entity. They might try and go for a fast play because there's no map control being vied for by Entity. And considering the fact that they just have pistols, that is not a viable strategy. So might as well do a YOLO A push and hope for the best. Slow in towards mid. He's going to hear that smoke being pulled and thrown. So he's going to relay the information that, you know, players are on their way to the A bomb site. Bullet completely blinded, just completely and utterly getting destroyed. Ego from behind the smoke, but Falcon, hell, it's just even trades across the board. Sai spots out Ego, Sai deletes Ego. How is not like this? Come on, guys, Iyati, not like this. Slow in. What? Sai, you absolute animal. And in the blink of an eye, it's just Veerbhadra in a 1v2. Both Hellranger and Spawn have gotten their hands on weapons. This is not looking good for Veerbhadra. They know exactly where he is. The clock's ticking down. Veerbhadra does have a kit, but what can he do? There is Spawn still towards quads, and down he goes, and Iyati lose that game to a full eco. GG's. Anyway, guys, it has been a fantastic game of Counter-Strike. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please do hit that subscribe button, like button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified daily for amazing ESL India Premiership action. This is Fet signing off.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back again with the studio segment of the ESL India Premiership 2018. Brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, lovely folks at Norton Gaming presenting it to you, and ESL India. And of course, that 16-6 score line says it all. Entity Gaming's in a different league altogether, isn't that right, Mark?
Oh, that's absolutely true, even though, I mean, you know, we did expect it, to be very honest, because obviously Entity Gaming versus Iyati, and these guys are a bunch of, I'd probably say the finest players in the country bunched together in a team which have gelled together and have been able to convert this team into an entire working unit rather than being, you know, 5 really talented players but being all over the place. No, this team doesn't work that way. They play as a team and they try and get all those rounds and get all those matches. That's actually showing up as well. The performance, all of them speak for themselves. So I think there was nothing surprising in the fact that Entity won. It was just the degree by which they won, you know, 16-6, and that's actually a pretty dominating scoreline. Iyati, obviously, I mean, you know, they shouldn't really get heartbroken by this because, let's just face it, obviously, you know, Entity being a bit more experienced team and being a better team, I think they should take this as a learning experience, go back home, watch the demos and try and figure out what was it that Entity Gaming did that Iyati could not counter.
Indeed, indeed. Well, on that note, I think we have summed up today's CSGO game pretty well. We'll take a short commercial break. On the other side, Dota 2.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.
Welcome back to the studio segment, ladies and gentlemen. Joining us for this Dota 2 game here on the live stream of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons Masters League. Turns out, what, 40 days?
42.
42 days later.
Yes.
And a wedding included. Turns out the PCR has not learnt anything. Moving on. Moving on, Dota 2. I was just trying to pull like the PCRs, like it's a center cam. Okay, I was just trying to pull the PCRs like once in a while. अब ज़्यादातर लोगों की शादियाँ नहीं हुई ना तो हमें लगता है हमारे बैचलर वाले गैंग में ही है. But talking about ganging up and stuff on the same note here, Dota 2 game.
Yeah.
Signify versus Cullies, rather, if I do it for the ease of the PCR, then Cullies versus Signify.
Yeah.
Going to be pretty much an interesting game, Angie.
Yeah, Signify Kings on the leaderboard as of now. 27 points, 10 games played, 9 victories, 1 loss.
This is going to be their final game.
This is their final game. I'm going to miss this team playing, actually. Like, we've seen them play so many games, and every time they have something refreshing and new for us to watch. Today, of course, being the last game, the only loss, of course, they have faced with people who don't really know this is to ROG Titans. But apart from that, Signify doing fantastically well for themselves. A sure ticket to the LAN finale. Of course, they're defending champions from the winter season, so they are supposed to be there at the LAN finale.
Proud managers, proud owners of the team also, for that point of matter. Good investments, this team. In fact, moving forward, let's quickly get the introductions out of the way, Angie. Let's get down to the formalities. Let's start off with Cullies. All right. That's Team Cullies.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting team in a cushy spot for now, 7th position.
Sitting
But a
7th.
loss.
A loss against a very renowned team called Buriza Youth. But of course, if you guys have not watched the last game, it was against Team Akatsuki, and Cullies, after a long drawn game, came on top of that. So if you have missed that, you can check it out on our YouTube channel. But they're looking very strong, sitting 7th on the board. I don't think they're going to make it to the LAN finale because they don't really have that many more games left.
Let's have the standings.
But,
while we're at it.
yeah.
Let's get the standings here.
All right.
PCR. Okay, yeah, we have the standings. Okay, so
they have a chance. Actually.
They have a chance. So they are just. So that's the thing. So Cullies are exactly like how Mehtab is in
Kamil,
Clash Royale, and Kamil also. They've got 5 games in their kitty. They look good. Alpha Esports have got 8 games. Nefarious have minimal chance of a comeback here. So I'm pretty sure how the standings is going to look like. Nefarious is going to be pushed down to 12th. Alpha Esports might end up moving up top. I cannot comment against that because again depends on the current scoreline they're having. I'm pretty sure either Alpha Esports is going to remain in 12th or Nefarious will like change spaces like Nefarious. The Council and Akatsuki on that point of matter. They both have chances because right now both of them are in that dogfight of getting out.
True.
Cullies is in a different league altogether. If they happen to win out of the remainder 6 games, even 3 games whatsoever, pits them at 8 wins. 8 wins, right? It'll still be more than how many wins has this team secured? Team Buriza.
And the funny part is that even though AT and Buriza Youth sit on 6th and 7th, they are in a very risky spot because they've got each only one game. And Cullies just like can just climb over them and be like, let's sit on the 5th spot.
And amongst both of them, the basic amount of danger is ATE Gaming. Because they've lost more than they've won. And the reason why I said like Cullies has a good opportunity to go up top, I'm not saying they'll go up top 3. I'm just saying like ROG Titans there, Reckoning Esports there. The big teams are there. I'm not saying they are any big, any small either. I'm just saying that the current scoreline, I'm just taking a worst case scenario. Let's say if Buriza loses all the other games. Cullies would be in a very good opportunity to at least rank up and like come forward.
True, and even right now they're sitting very comfortable. Also, the good part for Cullies is because they haven't really played that many games. Nowadays, every single game that they play is to their advantage. Because right now they have 9 points, which is good. It's equivalent to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But every single game they win, it's just going upwards for them. It's not going to go lower than this.
I mean, if Cullies were in a situation like Alpha Esports, then they would have like, I would not even have said anything. I would like, okay, theek hai yaar, chalta hai, go YOLO. You have nothing to lose. Like I keep saying that, nothing to lose attitude.
Correct.
I'm not saying they can't have that nothing to lose attitude right now also. If you look at it, the only thing they'll lose is a game right now. They still have 5 more games to cover up for it. They still can go with that nothing to lose attitude. It's just that they have everything to win. And for that point of matter, Signify, obviously, they are in a different league altogether.
They are the kings
like
on the
I cannot compare. But again, they are formidable opposition for Team Cullies, and we have seen, like, this has been the history of ESL India Premiership, where we have seen some really big names shown the dirt by underdogs,
Yeah.
dark horses, random tomfoolery also ends up in a win for a team which, like, you cannot pinpoint such games, you know. कुछ भी हो सकता है.
कुछ भी हो सकता है because see, when you talk about a game like Clash Royale also, for example, the person who's sitting first on the board may just lose the game to the person sitting 12th on the board, because it all comes down to the mechanics and the understanding of every single player in the team that is playing against another team. A team like Signify has never really played against a team like Cullies. They do not know the Phoenix is strong for them. They do not know the Earth Spirit is strong. Say that they don't get banned and Cullies get that opportunity. I feel that they have the experience with those heroes to take down Signify.
I
overall
personally believe, Angie, Cullies should take this game not as a regular Masters League game, but as a challenge whatsoever. That even if they end up losing, may the best team win, but even if they end up losing, they have something to take back. So next time they meet Signify, they know exactly what to do, how to blockade them. And that is the purpose of such a long Open League tournament. It's okay. It's one season, right? It's one battle you've lost. The war is up looming ahead of you and you're just worried about a battle. Come on, you've got to look at the bigger picture. And on that note, let's get to know the opposition. We've spoken to them about a lot. Signify.
Yes.
Okay, that's my boys Signify there. Angie.
Brilliant team. Definitely going to make it landfall. Lots of veteran players over there for people who haven't really seen Signify before.
I'm a huge fan of No Chance.
Each of them are just amazing. Of course, most of them have played Dota for more than 5 years. But if you're talking about specifics, 4 years, I think, is a minimum experience all these players have in the game.
Individually, yes.
Individually. Also, there are some of them who are also sitting on the major leaderboards across the SES service.
Swifty, No Chance.
Yes, all of them.
In fact, brief trivia for anybody who's joined us new and does not know about the Indian Dota scene. You know, obviously, you know, you're one of the, the grand old ladies of Dota.
That is just mean.
Hey, come on, I'm giving like so much respect. You know so much about the game more than so many other people. So I'm just saying,
definitely.
Crowley at the time, if I'm not wrong, because Crowley's elder brother used to work with me in the same agency. So I got to know that once upon a time, Crowley was the most feared invoker in the SEA circuit.
That is true.
And people used to like leave lobbies like, we're not playing. Mr. Crowley is here, we're not doing this.
I just make sure that I'm on the same team as him.
I'd rather go on to the other side. I don't want to be on this side of the slaughter.
But talking about Signify, even though they are such a renowned team, they always do their homework. And they're going to first ban out that Earth Spirit, followed by that Omni Knight and the Night Stalker. Meanwhile, Cullies on the other end going to ban out the Tusker.
Sand King and the Dark Willow.
Yeah,
they know Crowley with the Dark Willow is... sometimes
more
nasty.
than that, like we were discussing earlier, they still have that beautiful disruptor which both the teams like, but Cullies gonna first secure what they really love. It's gonna be the Phoenix. They of course could go even for the Invoker next, or they could even decide to go with the Shadow Shaman, which has the preferred pick. Of course, Signify gonna just play that hook, crook and dance. They're gonna pick the Nyx Assassin for now, but it's gonna be the Earthshaker coming in there from Cullies. I like that.
If I can go any TI on this $1 million Echo Slam.
We should have one for the ESL also.
Oh
like
my God. I'd love to do that. Like, being a voice actor is so much fun. Like, you see these actors like Sanjanyasha, Bounty Hunter.
You could do that as a voiceover.
It feels creepy to me sometimes. Like, I just stand in front of the mirror and just do like a couple of like Dota voices. I feel happy.
Talking about the draft though, I mean, I do want to see whether Signify opt to go for the Batrider, also one of my newly found favorite picks, the Techies.
Indeed. But wouldn't the Batrider be useless in this situation? The way this draft is going, I'm pretty sure the Batrider is going to be useless.
I mean, it all depends. I mean, Batrider can never be useless.
No hero can be utterly useless. True.
But also the Brewmaster still being one of Signify's favorite pickups. Also the Morphling, if Blizzard decides to just go with that. I see as of now the Monkey King isn't banned.
I think a Morphling ban should come next, but a Skyrock Mage getting picked up by Signify.
I love that. It's going to be a mid Skyrock Skyrath Mage going up against Cullies. Now, if that's an Invoker against them, I think the Skyrath Mage would fare beautifully well. But also the Death Prophet's still available if they need another tank in the lane.
True.
Cullies, meanwhile, opting to go mostly for a 2-1-2 draft, while Signify also nowadays they have decided to go with the 2-1-2 draft. One more reason being is the bounty ruin, because it only spawns at 5 minutes.
And
so
plus gold for everybody, so it doesn't mean fighting.
It doesn't mean, and plus the faster the team levels up, which is more significant in a 2-1-2 scenario, it's easier for the team to kind of move the game faster. Seeing that, of course, I do see the Pang still available if Signify want to pick up that hero. Also, the Elder Titan being one of Signify's favorite pickups in the off lane. Like you mentioned, the Puck could be picked. They could opt to go for a mid Puck. They could also opt to go for a Queen of Pain.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact. And
That
send the
would be
Skyrath
amazing.
in.
I'm pretty sure Cullies are going to take this closer to the chest and play it safer. Viper's been banned by Signify, whereas a Juggernaut being banned by Cullies. These are so I like the fact that Cullies has also not. I wouldn't be able to comment so deeply on it, but I believe that Cullies have also to a certain level scraped the surface about how Signify takes the game forward. I like the Dark Willow ban. I like the Tuskar ban. What I'm looking at is like probably instead of a Juggernaut, it could have been a Puck ban. More because that Dream Coil has been known to do a lot of damage.
That Dream Coil, yes. But again, it's situational. Now, if they had given the Puck, they could have also picked a Silencer.
True.
To counter the Puck. But they have to understand this at the basic end of the day is that they're going up against a team that is much more experienced than them.
True.
So they got to pick up something that is their safe bet. So
and they're comfortable playing. Like Invoker, Phoenix.
Invoker, one of their favorites, going to go in the mid lane. Now, this is a little risky for Cullies, actually, because you're showing your mid laner to Signify. Now, Signify's mid laner sitting 10th on the leaderboard is a risky person to play against. Now, either they can choose to go completely aggressive over here and pick up the Queen of Pain. They could also choose to pick the Wind Ranger, which they have been trying and testing in a lot of games of the ESL India Premiership. Also fares really well against the Invoker. Invoker got to be a little careful here because the Nyx Assassin is going to make sure that he is not going to get that much in the lane. So Cullies mostly will have to play a Coswex Invoker and not an Exort. If they want to play a Sunstrike Invoker, which Cullies like to prefer, the Exort kind, it could not work in their favor to a certain extent because they need to start mana draining everybody from Signify. But as we talk about that, we see the Husker ban coming in from Signify and the Lifestealer getting banned out there by Cullies. This very well says that one of these heroes, one of these teams are going to pick up the Monkey King.
Oh, now, there's even a void up for taking.
There's a void up for taking, but it wouldn't really fit in Cullies' draft.
Yeah,
because,
not in Cullies, but...
Yeah, but if Signify wants to pick up the void, they could. But I've not seen them go into conventional picks. They just don't enjoy them anymore.
They don't enjoy,
they
are like more like a fun.
Yeah, I could see them pick a Brewmaster though. I mean, they could just go devastatingly well with the Brewmaster. But the Jakiro coming in there from Kali is a good pickup. They have that long range stun from 2 heroes. They have the Invoker to make sure that the space is cleared.
They have a DOT also. They have a damage over time also.
Exactly. But all that comes down to is what they're going to play this game to carry with, because I still don't see the tank in Cullies, and this is worrisome for me because when you have Signify, they are going to make sure they're going to pick off one of these heroes before even the battle starts.
True.
So once that kind of scenario happens, Cully's going to make sure that whoever they pick last and also their main carry is so strong that it's able to take a lot. Now, a hero that can take a lot, Lifestealer being banned. Another option for them is the Morphling. Pardon?
A Legion Commander.
A Legion Commander could be a little risky for them, especially against a hero like Luna, because this Luna is being played by Blizzard.
No, I was talking about Legion Commander getting picked by Signify.
For Cullies?
For Signify.
For Signify.
Before they picked the
go.
Luna.
They could go for Legion. They could go for anything. Like I said, they could go for anything, because they don't play the game as, oh, there are 5 heroes. They're like, we are 5 people, we know the game.
Yeah, we know exactly the pros and cons of our heroes, and this is how it's going to be.
Like normally that is the difference between an exceptional professional player and a normal person. Like, we got to calculate because we don't know all the heroes. While when you say you're pro, you kind of know everything in the game. So no matter what the circumstance, you know how to play around it.
True.
So Signify, but at least giving slotting opening for Cullies to pick the Monkey King. Now, that is their strongest hero. I've seen the statistics and they have won the maximum amount of games with that hero. So if they give that opening to Cullies, I see a beautiful battle coming up between these two
but the Void's
teams.
been banned by Signify, Pit Lords getting banned by Cullies. Final picks there, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to define the game up for today. In fact, Angie, coming back to you on Signify and what they could pick for the point of matter. It just struck my attention. Even Dota now has a ranked matchmaking by by position.
Yes, it does.
So
if
I
you have the
believe.
battle pass.
Huh?
If you have the battle pass.
Yes, if you have
Yeah.
the battle pass there, and that's a very good way. Like
Yes.
it defines your role in the game beforehand. Like you
True.
know, a lot of people
It's
when
much
they go
simpler.
play,
It's
they're like,
much
"Acha, nahi,
simpler.
main to aaj ye nahi karunga." So it's a good practice also for people who want to secure a certain kind of gameplay they want to
True,
evolve
true.
over the course of time.
That is pretty good. Actually, I do like that change because now even when I find match, I don't really need to say I'm a position 5 support or I'm position 4. It's already given. So you have a very set allocated team. Of course, matchmake takes longer than usual because you got to find people in the same MMR with the
Yes.
different roles. But overall, it's a good game experience.
And
rather than-
plus, you end up learning so much more because you hone your specific ability sets and skill sets or hero sets for that point of matter.
Yeah.
And plus, then if something goes wrong, then you yourself are to be blamed
True.
because you chose that role in the first
Yeah.
place. So I mean, if you're choosing it and then doing something wrong, then you're a very bad player altogether.
That I will have to agree on. That is true. But
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you can't
just
do
so
that. You
anticipated on the
can't
last bit.
willingly like muck
Yeah.
up somebody else's game. You know?
That's-
That's bad.
Bristleback.
Okay, Bristleback. This is.
I love that. I was confused
interesting.
between the Elder Titan and the Centaur Warrunner, but they could have finished their job with the Bristleback. Now, this is even the Abaddon, as a matter of fact, was in
this
my
is
mind.
going to be crucial now. for
But
Cullies.
Signify, making sure that after all the burst is done from Cullies, no matter what kind of combination, you want to go Vex, you want to go Exort, you want to drop that Macropire, the Phoenix Ulti, the Bristleback
stays.
is not going to die. And he's going to
He's-
make sure that everything
he's an
falls
immortal.
on him. He is an immortal. And Negi playing the Bristleback mostly. It's very much secured that if Cullies want to take this game, they got to first have a lot of DPS. Secondly, they got to find a hero that's going to counter that Bristleback badly. And the only hero I can imagine that could do that is an anti-mage. But
If
apart
they pick an anti-mage.
if they pick an anti-mage. But looking at Cullies, I've never really seen them play the anti-mage that much. They are not that confident.
But again, you never know. You
never
never
know.
know.
You never know. Also, if it just comes down to plain split push, they can also decide to go with the Phantom Lancer, but it doesn't really fare well against the Luna. The Monkey King, of course, being a shot that they could take, but the power shot coming in from mid-ranger could be a crucial change for them. So it's a very risky last pick.
Yeah, I'm totally rooting for an anti-mage.
I hope to see one, but I hope to see if it also is a Morphling, because maybe it
or
could
even a
be a
DB
Morphling.
for that point of matter.
Terraplate again wouldn't fare really well against the Luna and
Not
the
the
Wind
Luna.
Ranger with the slicing coming in. But it's going to be the most obvious hero that we always forget. It's going to be the Razor getting picked up here from Cullies time and again. We forget
picked up
this
the
hero.
anti-mage.
I think the anti-mage but would have fit better because they need to kind of get rid of that Bristleback. Now, either Cullies can decide to completely avoid the Bristleback and kill the rest of the foe, but there's too much mobility. Whether you talk about the Nyx Assassin, you talk about the Wind Ranger, they can just escape. That's leaving you with the Luna, who's never really going to be in the fight. And that leaves you with the Bristleback or the Skywrath Mage. Now, the Skywrath Mage has skills which kind of can shoot things from the mid of the map. So, who do you kill? There is no option. And if Cullies is able to break through this game, I think...
if they make
it'll
that
be a-
Razor fat.
even I still
And stack
feel
up
it
on
will
that
not
armor
really
reduction.
work out. But I want to see if they have something really purely something that we've never seen before.
It's going
Otherwise,
to be miraculous. If this goes
yeah.
the way I'm imagining it in my head to go, oh my god, like they're fireworks.
I'm very
like,
excited for
it's
this
like my
matchup,
brain's
though.
like watching a Dota version of Deadpool 2 in its own little IMAX 3D form, and like everything's like going
Yeah.
like, okay, then kapow. This is
best
too.
of luck, but to both the teams. And,
Yeah.
I hope Cullies is able to pull this off, whatever they have in mind. But otherwise, I see Signify taking this game.
Oh yeah, true. Let's see. May the best team win.
Hello folks and welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. This is the summer season. We're still on phase 1. It is drawing to an end. My name is Vivek. With me is Floki and we got Signify facing off versus Cullies. Floki, straight off the bat, I see that Signify off lane and it's disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, this dual lane is so hard, but at the same time, you also have the Razor from the side of it, Cullies, and the Razor could be a big problem for Signify. Especially if he's not
I like how they're doing
Crowley's
this.
dead, I think.
Yeah, this is what they need to do. Find the Skywrath Mage and kill him.
I
Ignore
mean,
the Bristleback, and Bristleback
Oh, it doesn't
literally
even
being
go
ignored.
off.
Negi,
Wow.
on the wrong side of the Fisher, is left watching. He's going to try and find a trade of sorts here. He's trying to run down HN6. HN6 doesn't have a stick, and HN6 is going to fall.
Yeah, but I think he poured out before he died, but even if he didn't, that's okay. The good thing is the Razor has a good start. If you look at the lineup of Signify, they're really afraid of this Razor because they have very few ways of controlling him. Especially once he gets his BKB, you can't really just reliably kill him. You need the Nick stun, you need the Skyrat Mystic Flare, or you need your Wind Ranger to be so farm that she can just blink in, like she has something like an Ag Stateless and can just land a good Shackle Shot and just burst the Razor down. Because Luna doesn't deal too well with the Razor. The Razor has a lot of physical damage. Once he has the BKB and throws down the static link onto Luna, Luna will have to run away 100%. She can't turn back and fight. Unless she has the Eclipse and the Razor does not have BKB, but I think falling slowly, he knows how to play his hero well and quite ready to go for the BKB. Once again, the Fisher block.
Once again, on the wrong side of the Fisher.
He's dead.
Should probably end up falling. Yeah.
Wow, I mean, well, this is really good for them. And once again, like this lane, I mean, at first I was thinking that this Bristle Black Scarlet lane is absolutely disgusting. But now that they throw this Earthshaker Jakiro into the mix, every single time this guy is out of position, he's just gonna die because there's a Razor and an Earthshaker against him.
Yeah. I think they're playing it perfectly. The mid lane matchup, Swifty should win this, but Ryzel should be able to catch up over time. It's all going to boil down to rotations, really.
Yeah. But I mean, Ryzel is not like entirely bad. There's only 2 denies onto Swifty, so Ryzel is still getting levels, and as soon as you have levels in Sunstrike, oh well.
Up top, Negi dropping low, looking towards falling slowly, won't find the kill. It's Crowley who picks up credit for that one, but Floki, I mean, I've been watching a lot of Signify, and what they like to do is boost Negi early on. Throw in another support along with Negi, just help out Negi as much as possible. But Cullies are playing this tri-lane perfectly. They're just trying to isolate Crowley, bring down Crowley, and without the Skyrat, Negi isn't that scary all by himself.
Oh yeah. Think about this Skyrat is though, like he has very low armor, so right clicks deal a lot of damage to him early on. He has 0 armor at level 1. So if you just get a Fissure Block onto him, and then you can fight a few right clicks here and there, maybe throw in something like a Plasma Field into the mix, that Sky is very easily gonna die. And once again, Negi might fall, but Fissure Block, yeah, it's not that I'm time for this game.
Okay.
But this is still a rather hard lane for Signify, I must say. Especially since you're against the Jakiro. The Jakiro is going to provide you harass, and there's the Earthshaker who's going to provide you kill potential. And Razor makes use of both of those things. Like, he can add on to the harass, he can zone enemies out with a static link. He can also get a kill if he gets enough damage off with a static link. Well, Negi, he can turn his back, sure, but he's going to be running out of regen at some point in this lane, and that's when things start to turn around for Cullies.
Yeah.
The bottom lane, you can't beat it, is actually doing pretty well in terms of levels. He's about to hit level 3, and so is No Chance, you can argue. But this is good for Phoenix. Phoenix needs levels. And he might end up going down near the Carapace. It does stun him, but he's going to survive with a silver of HP there. Well,
I was watching mid where Ryzel was dropping low as well.
Yeah, this mid lane matchup should be relatively even. Ryzel shouldn't really die in this matchup. Especially once he has the raindrops up and running for himself, the power shot won't do so much work.
Yeah.
But the Invoker versus Wind Ranger, I mean Invoker, he doesn't win a lot of matchups, and this matchup certainly isn't one he does. Zeal is trying to find a Fissure Block, but it's cute at best. Like, he's not going to find the Fissure, he's just animation cancelling. While up top, a lot of damage onto HN6.
I mean, falling slowly is actually going to find Crowley. And Negi will not find the trade.
Yep. And Razor, once again, I mean, he's the kind of hero that can do completely fine in a lane which is as retarded as this. Because he's Skyrat Mage and Bristleback, nobody wants to be standing in that lane. But Razor, he's just the kind of guy who goes head first into a zombie apocalypse with nothing but a fork and starts stabbing zombies in the neck.
Yeah, indeed. And
make perfect use of this chaos.
Jakiro to help him out, I think he's going to be okay. You also got a haste rune on the Zeal. Zeal trying to move up top. Crowley needs to be careful. The dual breath will clip. The stun from the Fissure only catching Negi, but it's Negi they won. Negi pops his stick charges, hopes to stay alive. He's losing damage all along. They've lost Crowley, and HN6 finds himself a double. Signify not looking so good in this off lane.
Yeah, but once again, I think it's gonna be entirely down to how Cullies can play the mid game. If the Cullies can play mid game as well as Signify, then they certainly have a fighting chance. And the mid game is where they peak, especially with the Invoker getting his Axe BKB, who's not going to be too bothered by the Wind Ranger, and the Razor finding his BKB. But Razor's probably going to go down here top as Carapace, Purge, Wills. Yep, the Mana Burn actually gets them the kill. Well, this does mean that the Phoenix finds space for him, and indeed he is. He also managed to pick up the 5-minute bounty room for his team. Is he going to go down for it though? That's the question. Has the dive? He's going to pop it and live. But he's still being chased.
Mid lane though, they're trying to punish the Invoker. Swifty with that focus fire, dancing all around the Invoker, finds the kill for himself.
I mean, it's just so annoying.
Yeah. Mid lane's not looking all that good for Cullies.
Yeah, it's
and
just
bottom,
so
Blizzard,
dude.
he's trying to run down the Phoenix. The fire spirits are there, but you can't beat it. He hasn't got the time, but Blizzard finds the vision from the trees, finds the kill as well. Looks like both teams are preparing for a bit of action down mid. He got the Sunstrike, will clip Crowley, and with the Cold Snap, they should be able to find him. The Ancient Prowler Shaman, though, gets in on the action. Everyone wants to take part in the ESL India Premiership, even the neutrals.
Yeah, that was a cheeky play coming out by Crowley, and a crucial one too, rather, because the Invoker, like, it's scary going up against an Invoker in the mid game as a Wind Ranger. But the good thing is you have the level advantage, and as long as you keep that level advantage going, you'll have a good time. But as soon as that Invoker hits his timing where he has this Axe BKB and he don't really have a big damage item on Wind Ranger, that's when Ryzel is probably just going to start destroying the Wind Ranger with all his spells. You can throw the Meteor, the EMP, Tornado. Tornado actually dispels Wind Run, so that's also something that he's working with.
Couple of interesting things about the Cullies draft, and I think it's, I mean, you spoke of the mid game. I think that's when the Phoenix is going to shine. Once Earthshaker picks up his blink, I'm going to get back to that later. Up top, Negi losing a lot of damage, but dishing up a fair amount as well. Falling slowly, has the salve, will look to run. HN6 got to run as well, no chance. Whiffing on the Impale, falling slowly, looking to turn towards Negi, and with 147 stolen damage, will find the kill, no chance. No mana, not much HP either. Will dodge the ice part, but will end up falling either way. Down bottom, they found the Phoenix at mid. Swifty running around Ryzel, pivoting left and right, looks towards the Invoker and should find the kill. Turns around, drops a power shot. It's unlikely he finds Zeal, but with Crowley coming in, they might find the Earthshaker as well. They've got the Ancient Seal, they've got the nukes coming out. Zeal looking to run. Stray power shot from Swifty, has the mana, pops the Fairy Fire, won't try them.
Yep. Man, that was so well played by the Razor back top. I want to talk about it for a bit. So, he waited out the Impale. He knew No Chance was going to throw it out, and indeed he does. And in true No Chance fashion, I mean, that's how you're supposed to play if you're Nyx. If you didn't throw out that stun there, there's a possibility of the Razor making it out alive. You just can't hold on to the stun, because then if you run into the Razor, he's going to get a lot of damage onto you. Also the fact that you can just pop Eye of the Storm and start whittling away, so even if you stun him, you might end up going down. So No Chance played it to perfection, but Falling slowly outplayed him. I must commend Cullies, like, they are definitely not feeling that Signify is the bigger dog here. They're playing as if, they're playing very calm, composed, and they know what they're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember, both of us remember the game they played against the RG Titans. Although there were disconnects, there were internet issues, they still played good Dota and held on for a good 40-45 minutes. And yeah, they've drawn even in the laning phase. And they're really not concerned by the big name that Signify is known to be. Look at this, falling slowly, he's going to try and run down Negi. They need the ice path from HN6. He's got an Invis rune, falling slowly, dropping low in terms of HP, no chance. With the Spike Carapace, will land the Impale and the Mana Burn, and with that last Quill Spray, they'll find themselves the Razor. HN6 on the
Negi
side,
end up going
does
down,
manage to find no chance. Negi, a lot of stolen damage, but Cullies asking for a pause.
Yep. I think there might be some internet issues there. Probably. Negi is actually going to end up going down. He does have the Ring of Regen though, and has 3 points in Bristleback. He didn't go for Warpath, so he has no way of running out of this one. He went for 3 points in Bristleback and 3 points in Cold Spray. Maybe that was...
is an unusual skill build, especially when you don't have boots. You want that movement speed from Warpath, if nothing else.
I mean, Negi's just rushing a Vanguard. I know he has... I mean, he really likes the item on all of his heroes. He buys it on the Doom, he buys it on tons of offlane heroes.
Buys it on the Doom?
Yeah, he buys it on the Doom. I've seen him buy it on the Doom a couple of times. But I'm not sure if it's the item to go for this game, especially against the Razor. Yeah. And also the fact that this is so much magical damage. Vanguard is not probably the item you want to go for. Maybe something like a pipe, something like an armor item. Not too sure which one though.
Well, he's still alive. He's got the regen from the Ring of Health. Finds himself a double. And falls to HN6 as well. But that's HN6 mega kill streak. That's a lot of gold going towards Negi. Not the experience though.
Yeah, not the experience definitely, and that's what you're looking for if you're the support. I mean, you can see the Jakiro is at a higher level than Negi at this point.
Yeah, but that's Negi's Vanguard.
I guess. But he still doesn't have kills.
Falling slowly on top of the network charts. I mean, just runs down whoever comes into the lane. No fear at all. Has got Phase Killer and Drums before the 10-minute mark. This is ridiculous. No chance. Really struggling to hold his own in this lane. Will end up falling.
Yeah, I mean, he just dives in casually. Nothing to stop him. And you can see he's actually such a smart player. Holy crap. Okay, so he did something next level. He didn't go for a single point into unstable current up until now.
Yeah.
Purely because he didn't want to trigger the spike carapace off of the next assassin. If he went for the unstable current, there's a good chance he would have died multiple times in this lane. But because he didn't, he's never going to get carapace. He's never going to get stunned by the Nyx. And if you don't...
Now he will though.
Yeah, now...
I mean, it's... Ever since Talent Trees got introduced, you know what, the option to just skill up stats and avoid spells that would make your own life difficult. But yeah, I mean, he tried his best.
Oh yeah. I see Blizzard dropping low. The Sunstrike! It's gonna hit!
I just got that. Because I was looking up top where they're looking to go up on Negi once more. HN6 is here with the Ice Path trying to reclaim that lost streak of his. Negi, well, he's taking damage over time. You got the Enchant Totem, but no chance. 2-man Impale. The Quill Sprays are there. They'll find HN6 and find a double for Negi. Signify. Trying to correct themselves in this off lane, and Cullies here. He's got the slow with the bolt and no chance, looking to run.
I mean, the last Arcane Bolt should finish him off.
Well, he
might
is
actually live
speedy.
here. He lives on 19 HP.
Yeah.
That was super close.
I think that's okay for Cullies, right? They found themselves Blizzard, which is a nice skill to have, but there's more action up top. What am I looking at? I see Swifty with the focus fire trying to run down HN6. Shackles him to a 3, has the power shot, and Swifty really enjoying himself on this mid-range up.
Oh yeah. The most annoying hero to play against, in my honest opinion. I hate playing against heroes like Wind Ranger. They're so damn strong early on. That's the biggest problem. But come mid-game, come late game...
Oh, I caught that. I barely caught that once again. Rizel, I don't know how he hit that. He had no vision indicating that Crowley should have been near his shrine. It was just a really calculated guess.
I mean, that's Rizel for you, man. His Sunstrike's just godly. I mean, this guy is probably... He's really talented on his Invoker. And you can see that Cullies are not afraid of picking it up for him. I just wonder though, I hope he's... I mean, I have seen Rizel play other heroes, but I hope he's just as proficient with the other heroes as he is.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've casted games of his where he plays other heroes, plays a bit of the Viper, but down bottom Phoenix. Dropping low, and with the Quill Spray, Negi finds the kill.
Well, it's safe to say that the laning phase was won by Cullies, but now coming mid-game, looks like Signify has the upper hand. Blizzard has a ton of farm on his Luna. 12 minutes in, you have the Mask of Madness, Aquila. That's where you want to be if you're the Luna.
Yep.
And now you can just farm up jungle camps really quickly, rotate back and forth from lane to jungle camps. But top lane.
Yeah, up top, falling slowly. He's got to be careful. Doesn't want to give away that lead he's fought so hard to accrue from the laning phase. I mean, slowly, bit by bit, the cores on the side of Signify is starting to get on top of the network charts. And Swifty barely sidesteps that Ice Path, and with the focus file, find himself falling slowly. They turn towards the Jakiro, and HN6 can't really do too much, really.
Yeah, so the focus fire buff is still on the Wind Ranger while they went onto the Razor, and because the Razor used his auto attack, he repeated himself, and Wind Ranger unintentionally just fired away at the Razor, taking him down. It's the way the new focus fire works, right? You don't have to right click the enemy. If you just envision and you've used focus fire, you'll automatically attack him every time he's in range.
Yeah, I think the Cullies are going to be a bit disappointed that they've given up some map control. They've lost 2 tier 1 towers.
So the Phoenix might be in some trouble here.
Only you can't beat it, who has a tower to work with.
So Swifty decided to go for the post-up this game. It's really good against the Earthshaker. You can dodge the Fissure. You can also dodge a clutch Ice Path if you see the Jakiro channeling.
Down bottom, Negi's got to be careful. The Enchant Totem is there. Fissure to block him off. Sunrays as well. A little bit of magic damage. They've impaled the Razor. They've got the Cold Snap on Negi. That will control him. But he is tanky. He's got a Vanguard. And he's trying his best to survive. Zeal even using the Echo Slam, but ends up falling. Cullies. They'll find the kill, they'll find the mega kill streak. They'll punish Negi for being woefully out of position. But this Bristleback, despite all those deaths early on, is starting to become a problem for the side of Cullies.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think the problem is that the Earthshaker, he really needs his Blink Dagger, and if he goes down like this every single time he assists in a gank, it's not going to go well for Cullies, because he's really relying on Earthshaker for the lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's one interesting aspect of the Cullies draft, that you can use the Supernova, force heroes to clump up around it just to bring down the egg and follow it up with an Echo Slam.
Bottom lane, you can't beat it. Looks like he was in some trouble. There's a DD rune Blizzard. I mean, this is scary, but the DD rune is gonna wear out.
Has he got any stacks to work with?
Don't think so, but doesn't really need many stacks. He's like, Luna is one of those heroes that has a free innate battle fury with the Moonblaves, and you can just maximize its potential with the Mask of Madness, because you get bonus movement speed, you get bonus attack speed. Lots of good stuff for Luna in this game, and the main point is that Luna is going to reach this point mid-game because she's going unchecked, where she's going to have a Mantis style and a BKB. And the Mantis style is somewhat important because it is going to give her the ability to dispel Cold Snap after BKB is expended. And that's something that you want to look out for if you're Blizzard. I mean, that's something you want to probably look out for if you're Cullies, because there's not enough lockdown for Luna once she has a BKB. You're only relying on the Sun Ray that really stuns you while you're in Magic Immunity to take you down. Or you hope that...
Down got it. Speaking of the Sun Ray, they're going to try bring down Negi. They've got the
he's gonna live.
I mean, it took them 4 heroes to bring him down the last time. I don't think anything's changed since then for the side of the Cullies. Bit by bit, they're struggling to really find comfort in any one of these 3 lanes. I mean, Negi, he's just pushed himself bottom mid. Cullies, they're ignoring this Bristleback. They're struggling to deal with him. You can't beat it. Forced to use the Supernova. They've got the Fissure. Swifty finds a kill elsewhere. It is on a HN6, but Negi is going to walk it off. Doesn't have teammates to back him up.
I mean, Negi is going to survive. He's not going to survive this time around, at least.
Yeah, but you know what? This is one of those moments where you actually span that text line voice space created.
Oh yeah, I mean, top lane is pushing in with the Siege Creep. Lunas is free farming away meanwhile. I mean, Blizzard already has a Yasha 17 minutes in. He's gonna have his Mantis style BKB by 24 minutes if the aggression keeps from Signify.
Cullies looking to fight, falling slowly, evades that shackle shot.
They need to smoke if they want to fight, and they need to wrap around every single time they smoke, because the Earthshaker doesn't have Blink Dagger, so your primary mode of initiation is a Fissure. And you can't really get a Fissure off when the opponents see you coming. You're never gonna get a good Fissure off.
I mean, they need to smoke if they want to enter the top half of the map. Just look at Radiant Vision. Really, you got this Observer here, you got one behind the tier 2, you got one in lane, you got one overlooking the rune and a bit of the shrine as well.
But you can see Cullies, they know that they want to wait for the Earthshaker Blink Dagger, so they've placed all their wards defensively at the moment. There's one ward in the bottom lane, scouting things out. There's one ward in their own jungle.
Speaking of Blink Daggers, no chance. He's picked up his own and Signify looking to make a play with this.
Oh no,
chance
Ryzel
has the Vendetta, looks towards Ryzel, but there is a Fissure. I'm not sure how. Spike Carapace and with the Impale and the Eclipse, they'll find the kill. They might even find the Phoenix. It's a double kill for Blizzard. I think the Spike Carapace ended up stunning the Phoenix as well.
Yeah, and I think Zeal is a double agent.
Yeah, and Zeal, caught by the Lucent Beam, controlled by the Ancient Seal. Well, he's gonna evade the Mystic Flare, but he can't evade 4 heroes on the side of Signify. While Negi just pushes back HN6 to his tier 3 tower. I mean, Cullies, they've got to group up, find that Blink ASAP and the Earthshaker and find the fight.
Yeah,
but
I mean, by this time
it isn't coming anytime soon.
I mean, it's partly because Earthshaker has been dying in all these little skirmishes. Ideally, as an Earthshaker, you want one lane where you can just go in, use your totem, fissure out, push the lane and get a few last hits here and there. And let the passive goal do its thing. And by the 16 to 17 minute mark, you'll have your Blink Dagger. But dying like this every time, it certainly doesn't help this case.
Even Razor isn't finding a lane to farm. Okay, he's found his use, but Just look at the map. Look at how many cores from the side of Signify are playing up front, while Cullies, they're using 2 cores to try and deal with the bristleback. And I mean, sure, they'll get this kill, but it's largely inconsequential. They've got the Yules and the Fisher. Even dropped the meatball, the echo slam, buttons are being pressed left and right. There is a power shot, and with that Mystic Flare, they find one. They find Falling Slowly. They've lost Negi. They're looking towards Zeal. They'll find him as well. Ryzel looking to TP, will be successful. You can't beat it. Has got to be careful. I hear a Sunstrike. Doesn't really end up clipping anyone, but he got the focus fire. Swifty with the focus fire. Well, won't find the kill. Will force out the Supernova, but he's got a blink and a Maelstrom, so he can go back in and look for that shackle shot. He got no chance. Latching on a HN6, they'll find themselves the Jakiro. The focus fire is still active. Blizzard controlling the Phoenix with the Lucent Beam. You can't beat it. Will end up falling.
I mean, Cullies, they perhaps focused a bit too many resources onto Negi. Every single time they went onto Negi, they were punished by Signify. And Signify realizes, they realize that Cullies absolutely hates Negi, and every single time they go for the kill, they always punish them with revenge kills of their own.
Okay.
The good thing is Invoker's getting close to his Axe Scepter, so he's gonna be in great fighting shape soon. But the problem still persists. You don't have the initiation. You're really hoping that Ryzel finds a really good Tornado. I mean, that's gonna be your primary form of initiation for Cullies up until Ochiko has Blink.
Falling Slowly. He had a great start, but didn't really manage to keep that going.
Yeah, I mean, Zeal, once again, they're walking towards the bottom lane. They want to try and kill off Negi, but Negi, like you said, he's an inconsequential kill. He's just bait for Signify, and every single time Negi dies, you lose 3 heroes onto Cullies.
Exactly.
That's not good at all. I mean, if that's what Bristleback is doing for your team, then you're more than happy to have the Bristleback.
I mean, he's doing his job then. It's exactly what Envy'd love to do with his Bristleback, and Negi's doing the same. I do know that Negi plays a lot with Envy, and they have a love-hate relationship in matchmaking.
Wow, I don't know about this.
Yeah. I think was it Negi or Crowley? One of them was streaming and they had Envy in their matchmaking. It was hilarious.
Okay. Well, I hope I get to see the Twitch short sometime, but looks like for now I'll just have to take your word for it. So let's talk a bit about Cullies'. Oh,
okay. What that shackle it made.
Yeah, it didn't connect.
Yeah.
I mean, so
look at no chance. He's trailing, falling slowly. The problem is he doesn't really have backup, and the last time he was here there was a sentry, and I think there still is.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to commend the supports on the side of the Cullies a bit. They've got these sentries which can help them avoid obvious ganks, so I mean, they've been trying their best.
Yeah, the net worth is also favoring Signify heavily right now, the Roshan will as well. It's an 18k net worth for Signify, 22 minutes in, an 18k net worth lead. And it's purely on the back of the Wind Ranger as well as the Luna. The Bristleback too, he's getting a lot of structural gold because his team is taking down structures and getting revenge kills every single time he dies. So he's also on top of the net worth shots. You really want to have your Blink Dagger if you're Shaker right now. But even though...
I think it's too little too late.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit too late.
Look at this. Blizzard's coming with a butterfly. And I think the bane of every Earthshaker player is a Luna with glaives just bouncing around.
Oh yes.
I mean, you gotta smoke and try and find that blink initiation, if you have a blink that is. And Zeal, I mean, he's relying on gold per second at this point.
Yeah. Maybe he can find a jungle camp here and there. I mean, Falling Slowly is farming this, but Zeal is like, please leave the camp for me.
Yeah, I honestly think they give farm priority to the Earthshaker. If the cores have got buyback, come on, just give all the gold you can to the Earthshaker.
Razor doesn't need a lot of farm to be effective in these team fights, but hey, at least Zeal's gonna find this creep wave mid. 3 creeps, 4 creeps, 2,000 gold, still missing 250.
Wait, hold on. Negi's got a Lotus Orb, so if someone is affected by the static link and he drops the Lotus Orb on them, I don't think it dispels the static link.
Nope, it doesn't.
But yeah, he's got to have it on before.
Okay, what the hell? No chance.
No chance.
I mean, this is so ambitious. He's just planting wards inside the base.
And he got caught out. They might... Okay, so this sentry not in range of that observer ward. No chance. Looking to sneak outside. Walks past the tier 3 tower. Gets caught in the ice wall. I don't know how Cullies knew about this. And it doesn't matter. Blizzard's finding himself another tier 3 tower. Cullies, they've got the glyph, but they aren't using it. Blizzard got in the ice part, just manning up, and with the power shot, they'll find themselves with Jakiro. Phoenix with the supernova. Well, it's doing a little bit of damage on the Negi on the backlines, falling slowly. Did end up falling. They got the Enchant Totem and the Fisher, the Echo Slam still available. Zeal does have his Blink Dagger, but Negi with the Lotus off, just running into Cullies, pushing them back into their own fountain. The Sun Ray is there, the Mystic Flare as well, and the Invoker will fall. 49 seconds without the Invoker. He has got buyback, and Negi just standing outside the enemy fountain, has a Spirit Vessel upon him. I mean, I don't even know why Falling Slowly is going ahead all by himself. They've got a Bristleback to deal with. Tornado, Meteor, Ice Path, but the Force Staff is there from Swifty. Negi's going to be okay. And Swifty lines up the Shackle, catches 2 birds with 1 Shackle shot, but there's no real follow-up. You got the Concussive shot, and Signify, they're just playing with their food at this point. Crowley will... he's going to end up falling. The Sunray more than enough. Well, the EMP is not going to connect. Swifty in the midst of Cullies' base will find himself one. Blizzard cleans up, and the Cullies, they've had enough.
Yep. Well,
I mean, yeah. Good Sunstrike, yeah. I mean, look, that was an insanely good Sunstrike.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. And Crowley respects talent where he sees it. Beautiful stuff coming out from the Cullies. But Signify,
they're just a better team. I think
just giving us a masterclass in how, even if your lanes don't go phenomenally well, how you play the mid game and how you come back then.
I think this was more of Cullies making a few errors on the part, namely just chasing after the Bristleback when they really should have been pressuring the Luna instead. I mean, let Bristleback recover, let Bristleback do his thing. But if you kill the other cores once Bristleback has been shut down, all his tankiness is going to be what's quad, because if he doesn't have cores to back him up, even if your teammates follow bringing the Bristleback down, there's no punish for it. But they did the opposite and they pay the price.
Anyway, folks, that's it as far as today's Dota 2 broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. With me is Loki. You can find us on social media at facebook.com/VivekCasting or facebook.com/FlokiDota. I'm going to throw it over to the panel. Angela and Bagish, waiting to hear your take on this one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back again with the studio bit here of the ESL India Premiership 2018 Summer Seasons' Masters League. Signify victory there, Angie.
Yes.
So, okay, before we head off to this, Angie told me before the game began that this is a 24-minute game, and then she's complaining to me when we're sitting here, oh, I'm so sorry, it was 1 minute extra. No, Angie, you do not get to do that. See, this is what happens when you're dealing with like pro people, man.
No,
like,
it's not like that. It is just that the thing is that a lot of people have not really understood how Signify really plays. And if they kind of just understand the basics of how Signify plays, they would be ROG Titans. Because at the end of the day, if we just watch that game, if you just go back, Cullies, and just watch this game, the only thing you really missed out was in seeing to Blizzard. You again forgot that they have a carry. Your Razor was basically sitting there and trying his level best. It was not that Cullies didn't play well. They played fantastic Dota. In the early stages of the game, they had more kills than even Signify. They made sure that they could really make sure that the fighting potential coming in from Cullies was stronger than Signify. And that is not where you went wrong. You were fantastic there. The only problem happens is at about 15 minutes into the game, you have ganked the top, you have ganked the mid, but when are you going to gank the carry? Because the carry is the one that carries the whole game. That's why he's position 1. And I think Blizzard was never really in doubt of ever having a problem in his lane. He was made sure that whether it's Negi on the Bristleback, whether it's a Skyroth mage, whether it's a Nyx assassin, all of them made sure that the space was created just so that Blizzard could farm. And at the end of the day, that is Dota. That is how Dota is played. If you kind of make sure that the carry doesn't get a lot of farm, he's not going to be able to sustain you in the late game. But if you give a carry so much space, like an anti-mage for example, you let him free farm, he gets a Battle Fury, he gets a Manta style, he's going to go and, you know, take down your whole base. That is the point of destroying your carry, and that's why you do send a tri lane if possible against a very strong tri lane against you. Now, talking about this game in general, Cullies did a fantastic job. I think they deserve to be in the Masters League, and Signify just outplayed them. There was nothing more than that.
All right. Well. Day of getting outplayed there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is what we have for you guys in today's edition of the ESL India Premiership. We'll be back again tomorrow, 6 to 9, same place, same time. Well, exclusive. It's like, you know what? like, I'm sorry, I'm taking a brand name here,
Yeah.
but it's like this Zomato. It's like this Zomato Gold membership. It's invite only if you've only subscribed and press that bell icon. Isn't that right, Angie?
Yes, that's true.
So yeah, so you got to be part of the community to watch it. You know, press the subscribe button, show some support and stuff. Press the bell icon. You know that, right? So moving on, this is what we have for you guys in today's edition of the ESL India Premiership 2018. We'll be back again tomorrow.
They say gaming is easy. They say this is not a job. They say it's a waste of time. But we kept at it. Got better. We grinded, leveled up, and conquered. We are gamers. We are the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP.